Hey, hey, we're live, guys. What's up? Welcome back to the Thursday night, Friday morning live stream. It's the overnight stream. We're starting on time, just like we're supposed to. That's kind of a nice thing. Let's have a funny title today. You guys want a funny title? How about... what kind of funny title could we come up with real fast? I don't want my Pokemon dating your Pokemon unless they're in the same class. No, I don't know. That doesn't sound funny enough. Like a class hierarchy joke. Doesn't come off funny enough. All right, I'll give up on that. Let's go ahead and try. Let's try free booster box, because that's actually true. We have a free booster box. Hot Tops Charmander. We've got a jumbo pack break and a binder break. Also, we have new Korean White Flare. Okay, let's get rid of some of this, actually. We're going to say Card Shop Live. All right, Bullying Pokemon with Mister. Maybe I should ask AI to help me make a funny title in the future. All right. So we're going to jump over here and ping the Discord server. We're going live for Thursday night. And save on that. Okay. Karis and I are working on improving the label for Cardconomist grading, by the way. Not a big improvement, but what we want to do to it, we want to make it slightly larger so it's not able to shift around in the reservoir, the little holder where you set the label. So she was working on that today. There are. Always something to work on, man. Always something to work on. There are. We had Taco Bell tonight. Probably not supposed to eat a lot of Taco Bell, but before Taco Bell, I had salmon. It was pretty gross. I didn't think it tasted good at all. Not like my tin sardines. Okay, so Alexander Peterson, he has the first order of the night. It is a pre-order, it looks like. Okay. Adjust this. Also, Omar Batui contacted me and let me know that he does, in fact, have an EV for me to grade. Jumping out of here. Clicking on this. Getting a big YouTube ad. Skip that. Okay, we're going to hit pause. And we are back to the horizontal view. So, guys, we ran a second vertical stream for the daytime stream today. And lo and behold, it did extremely well. It did really, really well. Just like yesterday. We did one, well, technically 2 days ago now, right? These vertical streams get better views. And, you know, it was interesting. We're running into guys who... they really probably just used YouTube for YouTube Shorts. And they recognize our shorts. We post shorts that get about 500,000 views per month. 500,000 per month. That is not a small number. So they recognize us and they, you know, join the live. And it's kind of a cool thing. So, yeah, we might have to do more of those vertical streams. I think that's how it's going to be. I think we'll leave Thursday, Friday, Saturday alone. No vertical streams on those days. But Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are going to be open to potential vertical streams. It's up to me whether I want to do that or not. Mister, I got to buy a motorcycle. I'm turning 35 today. Midlife crisis. Yeah, it's going to be a midlife hospital visit if you crash while driving that stupid thing. God, dude, I hate motorcycles. Motorcycles are the worst, man. My dad loved motorcycles, and he never died on them, although I have a brother who badly injured his back on a motorcycle. And so you can injure your back, too. It'll be a lot of fun. Motorcycles, it's like, how would you like to take something that's already very dangerous, driving, and make it 10 times more dangerous? All right, so give me a second. I got to write on this. So 1, PSA display. No thanks. If you want to have fun, get yourself a sport car, okay? Sport cars can be driven in any weather, by the way. You can enjoy it in the winter or in the rain. And they double up as just a regular vehicle that you can just do things in, right? And they can still be very sexy, you know, if you're worried about being sexy enough, which maybe you are. Maybe you're worried your virility is going away. Excuse me. So you can get yourself a nice, sexy muscle car, and the girls can roll their eyes at you because that doesn't work on girls unless you're like really, really hot, probably, or like really wealthy. Girls know the trick. If you roll up in a Mustang, they know you're just kind of a meathead. They're not stupid. But girls aren't going, oh man, this guy. Yeah. Let's see. Happy birthday, Nathan. Happy birthday to you. Mistress, the most consistent thing in my life. That's right. I'm always here like the father who never got milk. All right. Well, let's see. Oh, I'm going to compare. You know what? Since we're talking about, I'm going to compare motorcycle accidents to car accidents. What is the average rate of motorcycle accidents versus the average rate of vehicle accidents? And how much more deadly or dangerous is the motorcycle accident compared to the car accident? Give me some data. All right, let's get some data from ChatGPT. I'm gonna convince you not to buy that motorcycle. All right, you ready? ChatGPT is doing a lot of thinking. Fatalities per registered vehicle is 18 fatal crashes per 100,000 cars. Compare that to 75 fatal crashes per 100,000 registered motorcycles, which is 4 times the rate of a car. So if you want to kill you and your girlfriend, you know, that you picked up at the bar, this would be a good way to do it. Climb on that motorcycle. Let's see. Fatalities per mile. So fatalities per mile is interesting too. Passenger cars have about 1.5 deaths every 100 million vehicle miles, whereas motorcycles have 43 deaths every 100 vehicle miles. A 28 times higher fatality rate. That's right here. So you can see it's 28 times higher. And then recent statistics. Let's see. Wow. Motorcycles represent 3% of registered vehicles, but they account for 15% of all accidents. Dang, dude. Injury rates. Motorcyclists face injuries of about 4 out of 5 crashes. So you will face a serious injury if you crash at all. For car crashes, only about 1 in 5 people get truly injured in a car accident. Severity. Motorcyclists are 3 times more likely to suffer severe injuries and 10 times more likely to need intensive care than car drivers. There you go. Crazy, dude. Motorcycles. How would you like to ride on a speeding bullet and die? We are. I take that data, you know, very seriously. It's very important when I read that kind of crap. I read it and I go, oh, so motorcycles are just like, sign me up. I don't care to live anymore. Mr. Omar Batui, I just have the 1 bag in here for you. So what does that mean? That must mean you have a box, right? The Omar Batui box. And there it is. I see it. The Omar Batui box. We've got a box for you. Howdy, what's up, awesome cameras? Grow the channel. People might be against the vertical at first, but at the end of the day, it's the same person behind the setup. Plus, it engages the comment section with people expressing their opinion. Yeah, so we'll do a couple vertical streams here and there. I don't anticipate it will become our main form of streaming, but I like seeing those big numbers. That's exciting. Mister, part of the reason the robots are going to take over. Hell yeah, dude. What do you want to bet the robots do a better job as politicians than humans? Because the robots would be like, let's just be sensible. Nah, I don't know. That makes me paranoid too, just thinking about it. Wow, that's a lot of hollows. Yeah, a lot of hollows, Mr. Omar. Wow, I wouldn't expect to see another 2 Islanders in Mr. streams. We get a lot of people from Hawaii. You know, John was from Hawaii. we are. John was the guy who came down and worked for me briefly. Here we are. Must be a lot of people in Hawaii love collecting. Nothing wrong with that. It's a cool thing. That's it. I'm retiring to Hawaii. I'm going to sell everything I have, sell all the Pokemon cards, get one little house in Hawaii, and start all over again. I'll just pay for the house. Maybe we'll pay for it outright if we could. And then, because even a small house in Hawaii is pretty pricey. I like the isolationist sort of concept with Hawaii. Just sort of keep away from the other 50 states. 49 states. Make a second channel and stream vertical and horizontal at the same time. That's an interesting idea. So you've got these other bags, but I'm not seeing where that Eevee is going to be. Is he going to be in here? Oh, there we go. Okay, we found some stuff. Ha-ha! Yes, Eevee. Good choice. We do have a second channel. That is actually possible. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it be? Here we are. Okay. Okay. Mister, just get your own island and call it TCC Bachelor Swingin' Island. There we go. Why would it be called Bachelor Swingin' Island? That sounds like Epstein Island, dude. Hell no, I'm not doing that crap. I have my own private island where we have sex. No thanks. Yuck. How is the vertical stream? Just like last time, it got many more views and more subscribers than a typical horizontal stream. Ooh, hiccup. I'm so thirsty. All right. All right. Yeah, no private sex islands. We are. Those are banned. Okay. Found your card here, Mr. Omar. Thank you for helping me out there with that a little bit. Look at that. Wow. So these say B for BGS. Okay. Mr. Omar Batui. B. Just like that. Lovely. Okay. Ooh. Take a quick look at these. Looking good. Little Tyranitar for me, huh? Jose Ardondo, a TCC grade. Nathan Gordon, look at that. Cool. Okay. Beautiful cards, guys. These are the spoils of war. Think about how many products we had to open to reach this point to find. Well, this one was actually pretty easy to find. And that was that gift from Miguel the other day. Check that out, though. These are the spoils of war. Speaking of which, I'm curious to see if anyone opens anything cool tonight. Tonight, we have the new Pokemon Korean White Flare. So this just arrived. So this is a new set. And the other set that was new was this one. Nikke Korean. So we got some new Korean cards. The Nikke Korean and the White Flare Korean. They're both pretty cheap. There it is. So White Flare obviously will be found in the Korean menu, whereas the Nikke will be found in the other card sets menu, I believe, which is way down at the bottom of the screen. Now, we have a new jumbo pack break. Somebody's already in here. Mr. Zach is. We need 3 more people. And we put this together in the daytime stream, and it's a great looking round. And then here is the binder break, which we're still adding to. But here are some of the cards in the binder break. So we got Kling Klang. We got this. What's this called? I don't remember this thing's name. This Greninja. Very nice. That's a pricey one. We got the Signature Girls that was donated by Mr. Julio. Froakie, Frogadier, Eevee. Nice. Tasugiri, Pikachu, Pierce, some Dragon Ball. We got Mimikyu, Pheasantipity, Monkey Dory, Snorlax. We got some cards back here, too. Cynthia, Charizard, Kangaskhan, Mr. Mime, Charmander. That's real solid. Some more of these ARs, except I think those ARs are in Korean, and a little Charizard. So we still have to add 1 or 2 pricey cards, okay? But you can jump into the binder break already if you're already liking some of the stuff you're seeing, but we're not done adding to it. Mister, did that guy's $500 payment end up going through? Let's take a quick look. So we had a new guy show up, and he dropped a $500 pending order, which it was a security pending order, meaning that they want to make sure he's who he claims he is. You know, like if you try to spend too much of your own money, they're like, are you sure it's you? It's like, yes. And then he sent a second order for $250. That one guy spent $750. And yes, he was brand new. So here it is. It was Mr. Trevender and Carpenter, Trevor Carpenter. And so that's still pending. He said it will be pending between 24 and 72 hours. I hope it clears soon. He wants a mix of English Pokemon cards. So I can't wait to open that up for him. And I'm excited that, you know, he seems to be a cool guy. He wants to open some cards. That's neat. We met him in the vertical stream, guys. That was a new person. We should do a couple more vertical streams. It's not such a bad thing, is it? One guy suggested that maybe all the daytime streams would be vertical and all the nighttime streams be horizontal, but I don't know. So let's set up this giveaway now. Go, it's GG. Hey, what's up? Anna Celia Bonin. How are you tonight? This is a live rip and ship, meaning that you can place an order for some cards and I'll open them live. We also have specialty products like breaks, like this guy right here, he's a break, and Poke Shuffles and live customs and just all kinds of cool products. So the way it works is you send me some money and tell me what to open, and then I open it. When you want to ship, you send me $9 and I ship it out. You can have your stuff stay over here for up to 1 year. All right, guys. So GG stands for Guardian Gaming. He's, I believe he's a business. Here we are. So thank you, Guardian Gaming, for the generosity. That was a $120 donation, by the way. Pretty impressive. Now we have an order from Alexander Peterson from 3 hours ago. I prepaid for shipping yesterday, but I think you missed it. Apologies. Anyways, 3 more Star Wars packs. You got it, man. No, I remember that. Did you mean for it to go out right away? Or maybe I didn't write it on the bag. I bet that's what he meant. I bet he means I didn't write it on the bag. All right. So this is Alexander Peterson with 3 of these Topps Chrome Star Wars. I really like these packs. You know, I haven't updated the Star Wars menu in a while. We had to pick up a new Star Wars set just for some fun. Here we are. Star Wars is pretty cool. Where is the menu? Hit refresh on the stream. If you don't see the menu, hit refresh, okay? When does that chunk of cards head out for grading you just showed off? That chunk of cards, they'll send off, well, the PSA ones will send off very soon. You guys are always on me on the grading, and I'm working on it every week. We work on those grades. We are? All right, people, they want the grades to come back fast, too. Here's Darth Vader. Ooh, no numbers on these, sadly, but that is a freaking cool-ass Darth Vader, man. Okay. Should definitely mix it up. That way you bring in new viewers from both time frames. Well, it seems that, you know, we've been streaming in horizontal for a very long time, but we've been posting shorts for a very long time, too, and those are all vertical, right? And so the people who we've built up an audience with, I don't think YouTube actually tells them when we've gone live. But now that we're doing a vertical stream, it does tell them that we're going live. And that's kind of a huge deal, isn't it, when you think about it? I think they have to go out of their way to find the horizontal stream. Okay, what do we got? What do you got? Okay. All right. If I'd only known that that was going to work, maybe we'd have started that sooner. We are. All right. Here we have Starfighter in Battle. Okay. And here is, who's this? Aiden Versio. There were some people that were really angry about it too. You know, there were some people who were just really pissed off that I streamed in vertical. And it's like, I know you like the horizontal, but YouTube says it likes the vertical. And YouTube's the boss. It's just how it is, you know. YouTube's rewarding people for, oh, here we go. What do we got? Darth Maul. Yes. Oh, man, that looks great. Wow, crazy, man. Numbered Darth Maul out of 99. All right. Very good. Whoa, whoa. Whew. So for dinner tonight, I made myself some salmon. But Karis wanted Taco Bell, so I ordered her some Taco Bell. But then the Taco Bell didn't show up. And I looked into the DoorDash app, and it said, you know what, I'm not going to do this. I want a top loading. I want one that loads from the actual top. Do I have one? Yeah, here we go. So for a thick cut card, this seems to be a little bit easier. Sideways is more difficult on these because they actually curve. Yeah, Topps cards curve. And for whatever reason, that means this is the easier method. Sideways is harder. All right. So as I was saying, we noted that the food didn't arrive, and then we looked it up, and it said that I had to pick it up. I had to pick the food up. And then I was like, well, I didn't want that. So I tried to argue with it on the app, and the app's like, sorry, we're not going to give you any of your money back, and you have to pick up your order, which is cold now. And so we were really disappointed with that, and I finally went full Karen mode and contacted DoorDash and told them, like, hey, what's up with this? I didn't choose it to be so that I would have to drive out there and pick it up. Who even does that? And guess what? The guy admitted that the app had glitched on me. How silly is that? That the app was not going to refund me or anything. We were just screwed. You had to really fight to get your money back. And so then we just placed the order a second time, right? Food shows up real late, finally. And we get a double order of it. They gave us 2 orders. They gave us double food. So I double Taco Bell tonight, guys. We are. Is Cubone Charmander? No. DoorDash. I think Uber Eats app is better. Uber Island. The Uber Island app. All right, here we are. Ooh. The Uber Island. Okay, so I think what you mean to say is I didn't write it down on your bag. You're right, I didn't do that. Let me write that down. Shipping. There we go. Score a double toilet time. Hell yeah, dude. I got double Taco Bell tonight because they messed my order up. Not Taco Bell as far as I know, but DoorDash messed the order up. And as a result, I got double Taco Bell. Double Taco Bell. And yeah, it's pretty gross. Actually, one of the things I learned about Taco Bell is that it's really, really, really gross. Because if you let Taco Bell sit out, it goes cold, right? Cold Taco Bell must be one of the grossest fast foods I've ever eaten. Cold Taco Bell is disgusting. How's that considered real food? It's crazy. Let's see. Cubo's mom isn't an expired Charizard. Jeffrey Torres says in asset value. What? Double Dash. What's the orange on the sideways top loader? That's where a strip of tape used to be. These side loaders came from Japan. Excuse me. And you can see sometimes they were taping the card inside. You ever use this move? I've used this move before. There we go. All right. Very good. Good. All right. Ooh, Slowpoke. Ooh. Chowie's out. We do have a Charizard for sale. This is Charizard Green, 1.3 thousand. Okay. Oh, speaking of Topps Chrome Star Wars, this is a Topps Star Wars Galaxy sketch of Darth Vader, and it actually moved. It's now 3 out of 6. This is close to ending. Pretty close. The Yoshi egg, it's so cute. I gave my girl a Cubone. Yeah, right. Here we are. Here's Vileplume. Okay. Here's Mr. Caleb with the big order. He wants 1 black ETB. You got it, man. Let's see. Let me zoom out there a little bit. Why does this table always look crooked in the camera? It's so weird. I can't ever get it perfectly centered. Hey, guys, how's it going tonight? I'm glad you joined. It is Thursday night, Friday morning. Okay. More like your girl gave you a Cubone. Is this Alexis? Am I getting texted by Alexis? Oh, it says maybe Alexis. All right. Yep. Okay. Okay. Tossing this over here. Ooh. Ah. Throwing that away. Tossing this up here. So this is all for you, Mr. Caleb Ibarra. I hope you're doing well, man. Caleb, nobody has pulled. Tossing this. Nobody has pulled the black-white monochrome cards on this channel. Nobody has. So it's kind of sad, actually. But it shows how difficult they are to pull. They are true chase cards, guys, the monochrome cards. All right, she gave me a Squirtle. Yeah, right. Put this over here. All right. Beep. I heard your girl was Pokemon battling with a different trainer, and he used Earthquake and she fainted. That's what I heard. Heard it through the vine. There you go. I heard it through Ashley's friend, Sarah. There you go. Sorry, bro. What do we got? We got Dwebble Hexorus. Just remember, guys, it's not your girl. It's just your turn. Yo, that's really sad. So Taco Bell going to be breaking in that new throw. Yeah, the new toilet, huh? Ooh, the crocodile comes out. Very nice. I like the way this looks. Look at that. He's up to no good. Okay. All right, now, gross, but lol. Yeah, it's funny. Here's Tundrous. Oh, Tundrous. Okay. Here's Cubchoo Cobalion. Cobalion. Please give us more than just one AR. Come on, Pokemon. Come on, Pokemon. Come on. Oh, Minchino. You got 2 ARs now. Not 1, but 2. Okay. Here is Landorus. And, oh my gosh, man, that is tough. So that was 9 packs, 2 ARs. Actually, you know, that could have been worse. I've seen worse than that. Minchino's cute, and Crocodile is a final evolution. So it's definitely an okay round for you here. And T-Rocket blasting off again. When I show her my Arbok, she get misty. Yeah, right. All right, Mystery Bar, what have I done with you recently? I don't know where I place your stuff. I don't really know. I know you've got your boxes over there. You got some boxes. Do you have boxes to my left? Isai does. I don't think you do. So this would suggest you have a bag on the table. But where would I keep your bag on the table? Katie. Oh, right here. That was easy. All right. Very good. Very good. Placing these in here. Thank you for playing the Pokemon game here, Mr. Caleb. Please try again. Man, it's tough to pull. I don't know how many cases we've been through. I think we've been through like at least 4 cases of black-white. Just black, not white. And no chrome pulls at all. No Victini. No Zekrom. So I can promise you guys those are tough pulls. Here's Sergio Urzua, $30 for his slab away. You got it, Mr. Sergio Urzua. It is. That's 55. 55 remains, and the PayPal queue is empty now. Okay, now we've got Mr. Caleb. One more black ETB. You got it. Let's grab this. Okay. This episode brought to you by Caleb. Thanks, man. Keeping the beginning of the stream awesome. So change these cards over. Here's the Nazgul. Here's the Jolteon. Here is the Doctor, Doctor. Can't you see I'm hurting? Thoughts on Trump federalizing DC? Jump! He's gonna clean up the streets. Get these homeless people and throw them in prison. I'm sick and tired of them. All right. Makes me think of that South Park episode. What if we took all the homeless people and turned them into tires? What if we got them designer sleeping bags so that they look good? I haven't seen, actually, what was that called? That was called, I can't remember the name of that. It was called Hippie Fest or something like that. That's a really old episode. Ooh. The episode where Cartman asks for like a some sort of machine that can drill to the center of the hippie festival and get to the center to the musical stage where he was going to shut the music down or something. There you go. Soup. Tundrous. Jump. All right. Whew. Why don't the homeless people just get homes? Duh. We are. Some 70-year-old man, he owns like 14 homes. You better pay $600,000 over asking price or I'm selling my home to BlackRock. It was a parody of The Core. I got my tattoo today, and it was painful. There we go. I think I watched that movie, The Core. That was when they were driving a drilling machine all the way to the center of the earth, right? Yeah. Great stuff. You got a tattoo? Why don't homeless people invade Trump home? There we are. All right. There we go. Had a little itch there. Sometimes you just get a random itch. Look at all that. Okay, now to just pour this all out. No, I'm not going to do that to you. Okay, yep, to restart it made no sense, but fun enough. Okay, California. I say we take all the homeless people in America and just ship them out to California. Ta-da. Really good to the homeless. California, super good to the homeless. Ooh, fracture. Very nice. Okay. What do you guys think is the solution? Very nice. I think part of the problem is you got to treat these people for drug addiction. That's it. You got to treat them for drug addiction because a lot of them, not all of them, a lot of them do have drug addiction. And that's why they're homeless. Because if you offer them to get treatment, they go, hell no, dude. I want to do more of these drugs. So they need like an intervention. And they're not going to intervention themselves. You know what I'm saying? Somebody has to do it for them. So, but that's just some of them. That's not the whole problem. The secondary problem is homes are too expensive. How do you solve that? I don't know. Maybe you guys got a good idea for that one. So there would literally be less homeless people if homes just cost less money. But anytime homes get too cheap, some rich jerk off buys them all. So, you know, like if houses were sale around me right now for $50,000, I could go buy a bunch of houses. So anytime they get too cheap, some rich guy buys them. That's a problem. That means you have to be able to earn as much as the rich guy to keep up. And, yeah, that's a serious problem. All right. We make too much money off of homeless. What? Who's making money? You're making money off the homeless? I'm not making money off the homeless. I'm losing money. We are. Okay. Very nice. So this time, a colder box. We have more. That's Fracture and Zekrom. Dang, dude. Crazy. Fracture's not a great pull because he's a middle evolution. The middle child is always neglected except for in some rare cases. Zekrom's cool, but is he 9 packs of Black Bolt cool? I don't think so. Dang, dude, that is tough. I heard BlackRock was buying homes to house the homeless. No, they're not. No, they're not. Maybe to rent it back to the government on Section 8 housing. Section 8 housing is where you and I get taxed to pay for somebody else who's homeless to live for free in a home, and some other rich guy buys that home and rents it out as Section 8. So the guy who bought the home, he gets rich off of our taxpayer dollars. That's stupid, isn't it? It's guaranteed rent for some landlord. So there's plenty of landlords that want to get guaranteed rent from the government. And why doesn't the government just buy the home at that point? Why should the government rent it to the landlord? I don't get it. The whole system's so ridiculous sometimes. It really makes you angry. All right, Mr. Caleb. I guess if the government bought the houses, then it would seem too much like communism. But it's silly because, yeah, sort of paying someone's rent forever, that is not a lot different from just buying them a home, is it? It's not a lot different from just buying them a home. Okay, let's put this in your box. And you're just on the hook to pay for that forever. And there's this mix inside of me. There's this part of me that wants to help people, but there's also this person inside of me that wants to actually solve the problem. And from having to deal with people who have a lot of money issues themselves, that would be my extended family, I know just giving them money never solves the problem because they're no good with money. That's the real problem. So we have in-laws that are not good with money, and if you give them money, they will waste it all, and then they will ask for more money. And so that's exactly how it will go in the United States with the homeless population. If you just give them money, they will just spend it, and then they'll be like, all right, Now we need more. Come on, keep it coming. Keep it coming. My tastes have improved. Now I need an even larger amount. You're going to have to give me 10% more. Costs have gone up. Where's my money? How could the government do this to me? They lowered the money they're giving me? This is an outrage. So there's a lot of that. It's difficult, isn't it? It's a very difficult conversation, too, because people are so sensitive to the conversation that they'll get pissed off right away. You know, people get very, I don't know how to say, very poofy about it. Plus, drugs get sold. The money ends up in the system. What? No, it doesn't. You think that the homeless people are paying taxes? They're not paying taxes. No, the only person who loves that situation is the drug lord. That guy's making money. Yeah, he loves it. The drug lord loves it. But he gets paid in cash, and then he tends to launder that money. So I get tired of the conversation that argues that drugs are like good for the economy. Drugs are like devastating to the economy. They're devastating. Kills a ton of people, causes a bunch of theft, causes a bunch of medicine needs that do not get paid back. And then, yeah, one guy in particular gets rich from that. The drug producer and the drug seller. Yeah, that guy makes money. You're right. And if you're arguing, well, he makes a lot of money, but he pays a little taxes. Who cares about the little bit of taxes? 100,000 people died. They used to pay taxes too before they went homeless. When they had normal lives and normal jobs and they were part of the economy, they paid taxes. What about them? 100,000 of them versus one drug lord, right? No way, dude. Drugs are horrible. They ravage your country. Ravage it. That's why the China went to war over the Opium Wars. Remember that in the history books? That's where the Opium War comes from. All right, let me get this for Sarah. We're going to get Sarah a fresh box because she's got a lot of bags on this table. I'm going to clean this table up a little bit. All right, the one I got on my wrist was the worst I ever had. I respect people who got them near bones. The landlord gets money and he gets to spend it or invest it, and that helps the economy, right? No, because that money just comes out of my pocket and goes into his pocket without anything getting produced when it got spent. It's like saying, why don't we just do UBI? Why doesn't everyone just get free stuff? So some guy gets free rent forever. Where's that money actually coming from? Well, it was my money that I produced, and then it just goes to someone else for free. And what it could have been used to do is that money could have been invested into a product that gets made, like a bridge or maybe like something that only the government can do for all of us, you know, maybe like some sort of hospital program, I don't know. But instead, it just goes to somebody else for them to sit around and not have a job. So they just sit around and do drugs and they don't have a job, and I pay for that. That's the opposite of being good for the economy. That's a net loss for the economy. It's terrible. I don't know how people come up with these ideas that it's good. It's actually really bad. It's like rationalization. No, it's horrible. It's really horrible. We are. Somebody sits around and doesn't do any work, and then they just get free money. And they should work, but that's the hard part. How do you find a way to employ them? Maybe the government should provide jobs. That'd be interesting. I heard AOC say that one time, and I thought it was a silly idea. Maybe it's not that silly. Government jobs. Well, that's a tricky thing, too. We just took out a whole bunch of people in the government because it turns out those jobs aren't necessary. Some of the jobs, anyways. All right. Let's put all these boxes way over here, maybe. Let's try over here. Actually, no, let's try way over here. Let's move this box, and we'll move this box, and we'll move all these boxes. Okay. And then we'll lift this out of here. And now we've got this. And now Miss Sarah will go in here. We got the Sarah Dusenberry box. The government lets the drugs in. Yeah, I don't know if that's accurate. You know, maybe what you could say is the government doesn't do enough to stop it. Probably because the government's scared of being criticized by people. You know, the government's scared of being looked at like they're uncool or they're dictators. You're a dictator! What will I do? I need my drugs! Dictator! How dare this guy dictate that I cannot have drugs? All right, let's see. Yes, we're just not supposed to do that. Okay, we got a nice slabby patty for you guys here. We also have a giveaway tonight. All right. Ooh, absolute. Tossing that. Okay. You know, it's way cooler to be like pro drugs. So you don't want to be unpopular when you run the government. That's the end of your government run. That's the nature of democracy. You better be super cool so everyone likes you. And then they'll go, I'm voting for that guy. I like him. He's likable. Go. Not allowed to do anything unlikable. Pichu. Here's Lugia and Clefable. Ooh. And Guardian Gaming. Ooh. Let's see who's jumping in here. We got a spot for Mr. Thuji. Thuji. I'm also going to toss Mr. Caleb in here for the big orders at the beginning. Here you go, Mr. Caleb. Thank you so much for that, Caleb. And then here is Thuji. We got 2 more spots to hand out, and then we'll begin or continue another giveaway. Okay, so this isn't the only giveaway tonight. Cool. Did you guys know that this is a break? Let me show you a break that you might not have known about. The booster pack break, which is up to 4 out of 14. 4 out of 14. All right. Heroin from Afghanistan, then fentanyl. Seems like a setup to me. Here we are. Look at that Gengar. Somehow we got on the topic of drugs. What do you guys think about the topic of drugs? Drugs are bad, boy. Here's Haunch Crow. Look at that Haunch Crow. Here's Palkia. Ooh, Palkia. Here's Trapinch. Haha. Very nice. We're going to hit refresh. We're going to see if there's anything in the queue tonight. Nope, nope. And click. I love drugs, says Troy Malice. Troy Malice, that's why you got to stay away from them, man. There are no orders in the queue. I guess I'm going to work on the binder break real fast. So we got to get a nice card into that binder break. Let me see if I can find a nice card. Boy, it's a mess over here, man. There's too many bags. It's all these abandoned bags. They clutter everything. I need like a space for all the abandoned bags. What's this? No, not that. I might have a bag with some cards in it in the other room. I might go grab that. Let's see. Ugh. What do we have back here? What is this? No. What is this? What is this? No. How about what's in here? No. Dang, dude, these are just some old abandoned bags. Crazy. Oh, this one even says chargeback on it. Let's see what's in here. So he opened some stuff and ran a chargeback. Guess he didn't open very much. All right. I got space in my bag for abandoned bags. I bet you do. But we are doing a giveaway tonight. That whole box of Mega Symphonia. Let's talk about some of the excellent things we got going on the table today, guys. So, as you know, we got 2 Korean sets that are brand new on the menu now. The Nikke set, which is pretty cheap. I think it's like $50 for a box. Is it 50 or is it 60? I think it's 60, actually. So the Nikke packs are $2.50, right? They come with a guaranteed signature per box. So you can buy a whole box and definitely get a signature. The Nikke cards are $60 a box, $2.50 per pack. Then you got this bad boy. He's $50 a box, 50, but it's $3 a pack. There's only 20 packs per box. So the boxes contain fewer packs in them, interestingly enough. Okay, so those are pretty good. We have been pricing up and taking pictures of slabs. We're going to keep that going tonight. We have a lot of breaks. I'm going to talk to you guys about the breaks that I think that are going to finish first and ones that I think are a little better than others, a little more popular, let's say. So this top's Charmander with 4 people in it. By the time, you know, Friday rolls around, that might start to move. This one's brand new, so not a lot of people in here yet. So this one won't end right away, but this Espeon's always popular. So he will probably move on. We've got the mini break. Needs 3 more people in it. There's currently 1 person in it. So I like these 3 right here. These are real nice. Okay. I got space in my bag. Hey, what's up, Miss Sarah? How are you tonight? I got to get a pricey card for this, but I don't have a pricey card laying around. I got to find something. It'd be so much easier if I just knew where all my stuff was. I've got tons of expensive cards just ready to go into that binder bag, but I don't know where I'm storing them. Symphonia. Well, let me check this one. This might be the other card we put in there. But I kind of wanted to save this for a separate binder break because I think of it as like a leading card, basically. All right. Put this over here. All right. So I'm thinking maybe this guy right here. That's the Armored Mewtwo. Okay. Armored Mewtwo 365. Let's take a quick look. Okay. Set this up. We're doing a little research. All right. Yeah, we can toss this one in. Tag 10 in the middle. Oh, no. You don't like tag? Sent to ZELLE. Ooh, we're going to check that ZELLE. So here we are. We have another expensive card in here. So I got Greninja. We got Armored Mewtwo. We got the two signature girls. This nice little Eevee, the nice little Pikachu. This is looking really fat now. Okay, cool. I'll put that in the front. So these are two of the hot cards in this binder break. Okay. Good. Samesies Goo. It was just having a late dinner. I had a late dinner because it got messed up. Jonathan Santiago. What's up, Jonathan? 5 Korean white flare. You got a white flare time. Okay, we got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There it is. Okay. All right. Ooh. Okay, okay. What do you guys want to talk about tonight? It's a lovely Thursday night, Friday morning. We can talk about anything you guys want. We can talk about good things. We can talk about negative things. I heard that recently scientists have gotten a man with diabetes type 1 to produce his own insulin, which is like a breakthrough thing. They'd never done that before. Breakthrough. How cool is that? That's good news. I like to hear news like that. Well, how did they do it? They did it with genetic manipulation. They manipulated his genes to produce insulin. How crazy is that? What else can your genes do? They manipulated his genes. Type 1 being solved would be fantastic. I'm back from the bathroom again. Can we talk about that? Hey, what's up, DP Fitness? Is that really you? I never know if that's really you. Let me see. It says 14 years ago. All right, I'm pretty sure this is DP Fitness. There we go. The woolly mammoth. Can you? Sometimes I have trust issues because there's been enough guys who come in here to do little tricks, you know. Wish they could manipulate my genes. We are. All right, Jonathan. Ugh. Okay, Jonathan Morris. It's nice to see you, Mr. DP Fitness. How's your day going? Jonathan Santiago. Ooh. How would you solve homelessness, Mr. DP Fitness? What do you think the trick is? If houses were free, I don't think we'd have a homeless problem. So I say just make the houses free. Problem solved. You can vote for me anytime you want, guys. My genes are better than Sydney's genes. What? That's literally racist. This guy's an Islamophobe. Here's Celebi. Here's Slack Off. I manipulate my girl's genes. Here's a new friend. Send them to the island. No! Not the island. Send them to, let's see. What state do you live in? Who should I ask that question to? Somebody funny on the list. What state you in, Mr. A. Perez? You're California, right? I think you are. Send them all to California. He still has CASHAPP. Ugh. Oh, my butt. Okay. We hit refresh. Just make sure he still has CASHAPP. I still have CASHAPP. Did you know that? In fact, I have to make a hefty payment to Miss Alexis because she did not report her hours for like 3 weeks. So now I owe her a bunch of money. Okay, so I'm going to do that. All right, time to pay her. Oh. Better make sure it goes to her and not to Alexio Alvarez. Okay. Business. Okay, so that's done. All right. Hello, it's me again, PSA 10 Victini girl. 6 is over the moon with her Victini pull. She's very, very, very happy. We had to do more of those, huh? I think we had to do more of those where we take a raw card that hasn't been graded, but it's like the latest thing, you know, it's the latest thing, and then just host a break on it, and you get to send it out to grade, and then it just gets whatever it gets. And this could work really well for me too, because all I have to do is buy the raw card, sell it, you know, a certain percentage over the cost I paid for it so that there's a margin to it. You know, think of it like we kind of already do that with the 10s, existing 10s. Maybe there's more value in offering it on raw cards rather than 10s. So here are some abandoned cards here. Nobody played dice game or coin flip with 6. She always wins. We still have that, but it's not a dice game anymore. So check this out. DP Fitness, check this out. So Andy Martin is in what we call a gym break. It's called a gym break now. And it's kind of like an automatically played card match, like War. That's the nature of the card game. And it's played with this deck, which, by the way, people can contribute cards to this deck. So when you open up cards, see the Skeledirge? He's the most powerful card in the deck. Well, you can go hunting for a card more powerful than him and then add it to the deck to change the nature of the deck. Or you can try to add a trainer card and, you know, we'll look it over and see if we can add that into it, and that'll make it more fun too. We can do all kinds of stuff. You missed my break. Wins in a row for card 600 plus. Yeah, 6 had a crazy lucky streak earlier this year. Was it this year? Where she pulled like a Lugia and then something else. All right, here we are. I Heart Video Games got a 6, huh? Where's my Chansey? It's here. It is yours. You can have me ship it to you, literally. Let me pull it out. Hold on. I like to show it off sometimes because I'm showing people that they could get a custom scorecard. So that's a custom scorecard. Cost $5 to have me assemble that for you guys, but so far nobody's asked for it. It is. Look at that. As people used to do these breaks pretty frequently. That was like 2 years ago, I think. Oh, that says 10,000 on it. That's right, because we just encapsulated it. Here we are. Let me pull it out. I got Lugia, Ray, Mew. Here we are. Here we are. Very nice. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like the breaks a lot. I feel like, again, we've shown the math on them before, and even though you're way more likely to miss in the break, the odds are still actually in your favor compared to opening up sealed products. So breaks are a very cool thing. I feel like I add value. You know, for people who like RNG, for people who like to open something for 40 bucks, I feel like I add value by offering an alternative to booster packs. Because booster packs are RNG as well, aren't they? But they have terrible odds. Terrible odds. All right. There we go. So we are going to open this up. I'm going to look up that. Come on, we need help. Pokemon Topps card. Why did grade 9, by the way? Yeah, that's a 9. All right. So PSA 9, we need help. Topps. There it is. Rainbow, we need help is $50. Cool. So we're going to do that. 50. Lovely Topps card. Okay. And I Heart Video Games. I don't know. $5. $5. Just getting rid of it. Okay. Cool. I only got one tattoo on my right forearm, and it hurts like hell with the scars. Ugh. Okay. Hey, it's an order from DP Fitness. He says, for 2 packs of Korean White Flare for Alex and Perez. Okay. Where's the white? Ah, here it is. The White Flare. Here it is. So you're just doing a gift. One for Alex SX, one for Artur. Is that right? Let's do it. Mr. is single now, DP. Yeah, so I went through a really messy divorce, and I lost one of the lake houses. I had to sell my boats off. There you are. But the good news is now all the cards are mine, and she can't take anymore. There you are. Grabbing this, tossing this over here. Let's move this. And we'll move this over here. All right. I appreciate all of your support, everyone. Here's Arturo Perez's pack. He's got... Oh, damn, what? No, I'm kidding, man. He's messing with you. Arturo, your pack is cold. Nah, I'm still with the same old wife. So silly. Mister, I'm sorry I wasn't there. You don't have to be sorry. They're just pulling your leg, man. All right. Karis is the fucking rabbit. She left me for a better Pokemon YouTuber. Here we are. What do we got now? Here's Thunderous, and that is for Mr. Alex PSX. Thank you so much, Dennis. Those are very nice. Tossing this. Oh, I thought you were being for real. Nah, I was just messing. Here we are. Very good. Okay. But if Karis ever broke up with me, man, she's walking away with the little Pokemon fortune, I'm pretty sure. Like, I don't know how it would work, but I'm pretty sure if she wanted it, she could take half my Pokies. I think what would actually happen, though, Karis and I would probably amicably decide how to split it, because I'd be like, what do you want? And she would probably just get it. Alex, he's going to be over here. My laptop and phones are all pooping themselves right now. What? There you are. What do you think, Alexis? If Karis ever broke up with me, do you think she'd be Pokemon card wealthy? How would that work? You think she'd take half my cards? We are. All right. Very nice. Ugh. Okay. I got my package. It was packaged perfectly. So that's done. PDX is here. Hello, Mr. PDX. Caleb says, one more. Oh, yeah. We got another order from Mr. Caleb Ibarra. Short line tonight so far, guys. Big order from Mr. Caleb Ibarra. Okay, here we are. Whoa, whoa. All right. Okay. Alexis has laid eyes on my Pokewealth, but she doesn't understand it. Here we are. She doesn't understand what I'm sitting on. Here. Very nice. It's crazy what I have, Alexis, okay? You're supposed to be like, oh, wow, that's so cool. And I'm supposed to be like, yeah, I'm pretty cool. Here's this. Here's that. Toss this over here. Okay. Actually, you know, when the plumbers came in to install that fresh toilet, I covered up some of the stuff with the big blanket. Because I got a little nervous that they might actually peek into some of these cards while I'm sleeping. And... yeah, the plumbers, they had access to some expensive cards, and the bathroom is definitely not a place that has a camera. So I decided to hide some of the cards. Wow, DP is here. SEM Shale, been together for 10 years. She would be entitled to quite a bit, but I don't think she would do that to you, mister. You know, she and I would probably split a lot of the other things. She probably wouldn't want the Pokemon cards. She'd be like, I tell you what. You give me both these houses, and you can keep all the Pokemon. It's me peeking at the cards. Oh, they would have peeked. Plumbers know a lot about Pokemon cards. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, we've got like these slabs all over the place because sometimes it just, we use them every day. So sometimes they lay out. And Karis would be working, and I would be asleep when they were over here installing the new toilet. I got a new toilet, guys. You know how nice that is? That is the peak of luxury. I didn't realize how good that was. But anyway, so I decided to hide some of it with the blankets so they wouldn't see it all. The good stuff, anyways. Ba-doink. I was trying to at AT&T, and the guy was like, so you have so much storage used. I'll have to order a phone in for you because nothing we have here is big enough. What do you like recording everything? How do you have too much storage? You got too many units of storage used up. Here's Drill Burst, Solosis, Meloetta. Okay. Very nice. Here you go. DP Fitness, is really good seeing you, bro. Hope you've been well. Here's LGM. You know what? I smell a Master Ball coming up, Mr. Caleb. I feel like a Master Ball is going to come out of here. Because the last two were not Master Balls. It is. All right. Okay. Very good. Here's Maractus. Ha, there's your full art Meloetta. God, dude. Kill me. Very nice. Communicating with my rats. Squeak. This. Order a phone for you because nothing we have here is big enough. Jesus. Here's Girder. You know, we have a spare Apple phone over here. You should have just asked for that. There we go. Very nice. Very good. And here we have Girder. Look at that Girder. Cody, I bought you a gift. I think I have 2 terabytes saved on my phone. What? I take so many pictures, bro. Here we are. All right. Well, I did too. I take a lot of pictures. I think it's the videos, though. That's why I said you must record a lot, because I manage, you know, the memory on these phones used for the channel. I told you! Last pack Master Ball, and it is cryogonal. Wow, man. They can't throw you a bone. That's really weak. Here we are. Okay. I'm a big girl. I can buy my own phones. Oh, I was going to sell it to you. I wasn't going to give it to you. I'm not that generous. But no, we have that brand new iPhone that we were going to use actually for the streaming, and I ended up not doing that. So it's just getting dust, basically. It is. All right. Tossing this. Boink. Fungus. We're close to selling that boat finally. We sold that other yucky boat, and now the last one, the cedar boat, we're close to selling that. Karis was talking with the guy, an older man, who he's not sure if the boat's large enough for his boating needs, but he's tempted to buy it. It's a pretty good deal. Look at that. Ooh. Okay. How much you want for it? For the boat? No, I know you mean for the phone. I would have to look up the model and get a rough estimate on what it's worth, and then I'd probably ask for less than that. But to give you an idea, it virtually hasn't been used. It's brand new. It's basically brand new, and I think it's like a year old, basically. So it's like, you know, it's like it's not going to be the latest model, but we purchased it. I purchased it when I was setting up that thing downstairs in the one room with the table and all that. That's when it was purchased, but it was never used. So, yeah, it's a completely unused cell phone, and it's literally on the shelf right now, completely getting dust. It's just a dusty phone now. I sent in a few more for Cody, 6, and Troy. What? Cody, 6, and Troy? But what about Ivan? What about Alexis? What about others? What about trying to find other people in the list? What about Weatherman Max? I had to scroll. All right, so that's Caleb with the K. No, that's super generous. I'm going to grab this bag over here. We have like a super, super generous community for some reason. You guys are very nice. You guys are like literally a nice audience. I ate Temporal Forces Ghastly. Oh, I have 8 Pearl Forces Ghastly. Anyone wants to buy? It might be cheaper for me to trade in my old phone, so I'll compare. You will compare? We are. There we go. All right. So I can't. Oh, you're talking to the other guy. No selling in chat. Unless you're selling your bussy, you can't sell that in chat. Here's Jonathan Santiago. He says, for Korean Nikke. So these are very nice. There we are. You look lonely. I can fix that. There we are. Okay. Selling bussy. Unless you're selling feet pictures. Unless you're selling a stinky beanie hat. There you are. Tossing that. Ready? Ooh. Mister, I'm literally lonely. Dang, dude, that sucks ass. Yeah. Karis and I are kind of lonely in a weird couple kind of way, you know? We're with each other all the time, but we just work, dude. That's virtually the only thing we do is work. We gotta go on a vacation sometime. This 300 for pictures of my cat. alex.onlyfans.com. Eat it, Nightbot. Oh my god. Oh, okay. So that is for Jonathan. Thank you, Jonathan. Well, here we have girl with translucent droopy boobies shirt on. Very nice. Okay. She will never have to work a day in her life because she will just take pictures of her droopy boobies, and savage simps will simply pay her way in life. But in exchange, she must sell her soul. Here we go. Wait till they find out it's really my cat, Manny. Only the OGs remember Mistress wife feet in the thumbnail. Yeah, that's a real thing. We did that twice, actually. Yeah, we are. We should do that a third time. Don't you think we ought to do that a third time? Here's Mew. Here's. So we could. I feel like we haven't done it in like 2 years almost. I have a confession. I have simps. What? Really? I hope switching from one company to another is easy. Okay. Yeah, that'd be me. There we are. Simp. So here's a Victor Cardenas Mario slab. Mr. Victor Cardenas. The Mario slab is yours. Boop, 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 boop. It's me, Mario. Okay. Let's see. Is it going to say Victor Cardenas? Okay. They give me money for no reason. It's not no reason. Okay. Mr. DP has done some pack giveaways. Ooh. Let me see this real fast. So 2 packs of Pokemon Korean White for 6. White. So Miss 6, this is a gift from Mr. DP to you. Okay. All women can have simps, let's be honest. Not all women, that's not true. Not all women. It is. You got to be really pretty. Okay. Here's, ooh, Dreadigon. Haha. I left my phone on top of my car because some stinky person was rushing me at the gas pump, so my phone flew off my car at 50 miles an hour, took a tumble, and got ran over. Ugh. Dang, dude. All right. That sucks. That really sucks. Okay, there we go. So, Mr. DP. All right. All right. Now, this shall go into 6's bag. I think that's actually a pretty good pull there, 6. I love Dreadigon. Yeah, he's one of the good ARs, so you did good there. Okay. Zip. There you go. Okay. All right. Dang, Alexis. Did it crack? Yeah, did it crack? Tell us about it. Here's Mr. Troy. 2 packs for Troy. Okay. This is from Mr. DP Fitness to Mr. Troy. Very nice. Okay. Snipping these. Good. All right. Mario, I'm sorry. My fingers are slow today. Uh-oh. The Mario slab is already sold. The little $5 Mario slab. Ooh, look at that Stunfisk. Somebody snatched it. There we go. And here is through. Mister, I need a new bag. All right, we'll get you a new bag. Okay. Eye of a Killer. Should I put you down as Downing Troy? Grab this. Was it white when it cracked? Please tell us about it. Give Mario to Ivan. Give Mario to Ivan. Oh. I actually wasn't mad. My phone was already having issues. We are? Okay. All right. This shall say Troy Malice. Okay. Good. All right. There it is. Very nice. All right. iPhone. I can just show you the iPhone we have, by the way. I'm pretty sure it's like literally right next to me. I think it's near right next to me. Is it in one of these boxes? Is it in one of these boxes? I might have put it on the shelf right over here. I think Karis wanted me to do like a factory reset on it so it would be like brand new, and I just never did. Probably because she was getting ready to sell it. Here it is. Ta-da! That is a brand new iPhone. I don't know which version of the iPhone it is. You can kind of guess by these back of it. Wow, that's heavy, dude. So we have one for sale over here. Depends on how fancy of a phone you want. Yes, look at that. Okay. Okay. That phone might have been used for like as long as 1 hour, maybe. Ooh, I'm out of drink already. Jesus. All right. I'll never get a refurbished iPhone again. Mine glitches so bad. Mister, I still have your TCCG slab of your Diglett drawing. Oh, that's nice. Okay, 2 packs for Cody. Cody Hodges. Is that right? Cody Hodges? Here it is. We're going to be getting more circles on the iPhone soon. What? Are more circles, really? All right. Okay. Very nice. Ooh. I heard about the issues 16 had and decided I didn't give AF enough. There we go. Very good. I don't remember what model that was. I just got on the Apple website at the time and I just bought whatever the latest model was. But so that would have been like a year and a half ago. So that's when it was bought, was about a year and a half ago. Okay, that's for Cody. Also bought that freaking MacBook, man. We bought that MacBook for $4,000. Never used it. Then Karis dropped it. She broke it. Karis broke my $4,000 laptop, and then it never got repaired. So we're repairing that this week because we're going to sell that laptop. That was supposed to be the laptop that I was going to use to edit Monster Hunter Wilds. Then Monster Hunter Wilds ended up being, no offense, kind of boring. Monster Hunter Wilds just did not hold my attention. I am playing another game, though. I'm playing Elden Ring Night Rain. I'm enjoying it. Great game. Double colorless energy. Cool. I've only ever owned an 8 and a 12 Pro Max, so this is my brand new phone. My phone uses my fingerprint. I just don't have the time like the old days. No! Thanks for stopping by. You're an OG. I remember that laptop. Y'all didn't even have it that long before it got messed up. Well, that wasn't my fault, just to be clear, okay? She dropped it, not me. I did not drop it. I do not drop laptops. She, on the other hand, is a silly Butterfingers. And then I paid like $700 to repair it and set up the repair. And then, I don't know, I guess they were supposed to send me a label or something. I never got the label because I think I was supposed to ship it back to them. But maybe the label got lost with all the Pokemon mail. I don't know. So it just never happened. So it's been sitting, gathering dust, just like that iPhone. Ivan Rodriguez, he says, the Mario slab, the Mario slab's been snatched. I'm so sorry, man. Okay. Somebody must have grabbed it really fast. There it is. I used to dance under the name Silly Butterfingers. She was very distraught when she broke it, because here's another fun piece of information. I actually gave it to her. I said, you know, I bought it originally for myself to do video editing, but she kept playing on it, and then her birthday rolled around. What was it, like last May? And for her birthday, I said, why don't you take this super fancy, brand new, you know, state-of-the-art MacBook that just came out this year, and you can do all your coding and all your stuff on it, and I'll just go get myself another laptop for coding. And so that's what we did. And then briefly after receiving it as her birthday present, she just dropped it. She dropped it outside on the concrete because she was going to put it in the car, and she was so distraught over it. So now we are finally fixing it. Okay, paying for shipping now. Ship when the Victini comes back. All right, sounds good. 6. I don't even think I got to write that down. I'm going to remember that pretty easily. So we will ship you that Victini. I wish I could give away my bag. No giveaways. Brandon's on giveaway timeout. Here's Alex, PSX. 4 packs of Team Rocket to DP. Korean Rocket? Okay, so you're getting a gift, Mr. DP. What do you think of that? Ah, my arm. All right. There we are. And just missing Big Papa LaFlame. He was here in the daytime stream. Mr. LaFlame likes to come in and he likes to talk about crypto and the stock market and Trump and Elon Musk and all the good stuff. There are. Okay, let's snip that. Good. We like to talk. I like the fact that he likes all those things. Those things are very fun. There you go. Okay. Here's Spidops. Here's Wobbuffet. Here's a cold one. And Sneasel. It's Sneasel Mamisel. I'm going to try to sleep to Mr. Sweet Voice. Oh, wow. That's really cool. Thanks, 6. All right, Alex. Ooh. Ta-da! Yeah, so anyways, I started blasting. No more ponies? The ponies still exist, actually, but they're on the extended menu. Yeah, we have so much stuff for sale. We had to add a link to the description. It's kind of near the top. It's called the extended menu, and there are literally still ponies on it. Crazy enough, the ponies blew up in price. Did you know that? My Little Pony got expensive. Oh, this is a future giveaway. Good night. No! 2 packs of Korean 151 to DP. This is from Alex, PSX, to Mr. DP. So that's an empty box. I gotta go get a new box. Get 6 card and my chancing. We're doing one last coin flip. Tossing this. All right. And let's move this. Well, let me go find a 151 box. Is this what? Nope, this is not it. All right, let me go find a 151 box. I'm back. Okay. Look at this. Ta-da! All right. Okay. When will FIFA packs be back on the menu? With the World Cup in the U.S. right now around the corner, I feel it's a no-brainer to stock the soccer cards. So, sounds like I need to get some FIFA. Sounds like I need to get some FIFA. There are. Oops. Let's write that down. Get FIFA. You got it, man. I don't know. I don't know if I have enough money to buy a box of FIFA. Okay. If you knew the best thing for me to purchase for FIFA, you could tell me, and then I could get that. I don't know much about the world of sports. So, Mister, use the 5 for 2 Korean white and give it away to someone. And give it away to someone? Okay, let's see. All right. Hi, it's nice to meet you. It's me, someone. And Dragonite. All right, that's for Mr. DP. Ta-da. Okay. Now, did we just create a bag for him, actually? What did we just do with that? I just joined the Discord server. Woohoo. Cool, man. Cool, man. Yeah, the Discord server is kind of like our sister website or something for this. Weird seeing my name in gray, like some type of common bum. This guy at DP Fitness is a bum. We are. Okay, this shall say Dennis Perales. And 8.25. It's kind of like being naked, huh? This. All right. Ugh. Who won the box giveaway? Oh, it's still ongoing. Still ongoing. Let's see. Now we have Sarah Dusenberry. 2 spots in the Team Rocket break. This break right here. Okay, sounds good. Miss Sarah. So the Team Rocket break contains a lot of gradable cards, not just in the rare spot, but in the uncommon spot and even the common spots, like Charmander, Squirtle, Dratini, and Eevee in the common spots. In the uncommons, you have the Dark Vaporeon, Dark Jolteon, Dark Flareon, Dark Charmeleon. 4 very viable cards there that would quickly earn your money back if you pulled them. And then even if the pack is light, which it probably is, because it has a higher chance of being light no matter what, because that's how the booster boxes always worked. Even if it was a light pack, you could still pull non-hollow Dark Charizard. He's a great pull. So join that Team Rocket break. Now let's see. Yes, we like the pack splits a lot. Mr. DP's going already? Dragonite used Hyper Beam. It was really good seeing DP hate. You have to go, but I understand until next time. Okay, so here's 4 of these. Ooh. Okay. Okay, very nice. We'll place this over here. That is one lovely looking Shanks. I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of this now for our Discord server. Let's see. All slabs August. Clicking on that. Okay. Good. And then these shall be pulled down. Good. Now we have an order for... Oh, Caleb Ibarra says one more black ETB. You got it, man. Let me bring it in here. All right, I got the Pokemon Black. Here it is. Whew. All right. Let's see. All right, let's get started. Grabbing this. I am so ready for a big hit to come out of these things. Alex says hobby boxes that include EPL, La Liga, and the top tier leagues are huge. Cutter World Cup boxes sold out easily for you in the past, so definitely put money into the set that will come out this World Cup. Yeah, I'm worried about getting really big hobby boxes with packs that cost like upward of $50. I know they get really expensive sometimes. But I'm worried to buy those. You know why? Because you buy those and then some junky guy comes in and just picks out whatever the chase card was in the hobby box, and then he abandons the rest of the box for everyone else. And by the way, those packs don't sell for years. So like a year or two goes by and they finally sell to some guy who just doesn't know what's already been pulled. So I don't know. I don't like that system of selling. I don't like it. Hobby boxes kind of annoy me. But I suppose if they're what's popular. So here's my other option, though. My other option is to buy sort of like a blaster box, but those don't have as good of hits. And then my last option is to set up a box break on the hobby box. But here's the problem. No one wants to jump into it. They go, nah. So 1 or 2 guys jump into the box break for something like a sports hobby box, and then that box sits there for virtually ever. Sits there forever. No one ever joins it, and then we got to cancel it at some point because it sits there for like a year and no one joins. So I've seen all those things happen. So sports is tricky. It's not like Pokemon cards. Pokemon cards, you know, there's like a million cheap packs you can open and pull nothing. And then the hit is super unpredictable. So many different things they could have done better. Got to do breaks. Blasters are poo-poo. Not a fan of blasters. Got to do breaks. That's the problem. So if I host a break, I just don't think that that's going to go well. I really think that's going to be stuck. No one's going to want in. We are. Okay. All right. Good luck. Good luck. Caleb Ibarra. Okay, here's Funes Karako. Here's Dynamo Pansage Beartick. Okay. Here's Throw Pansage. Look at that, Pansage. Okay. Did you ever get the Gundam booster boxes? We did. We got 4 cases of it. We have 2 cases left. There's some on the menu right now. We are selling them at $5 a pack. There are. My supplier said he can't restock me, so which is really interesting. Singapore? Oh, thank you, Pokemon. What would we do without Pansage and Singapore? Thank you for these elite Pokemon designs. Dude, Pokemon Black was literally when I stopped playing because I just couldn't accept the designs of the Pokemon. Like, I did think Reshiram and Zekrom were cool, but the rest of the Pokemon just devastated me. I saw Thundurus and Tornadus and the last one, I can't remember the last one's name. I saw them and it was just over. I like couldn't handle it. I was like, no way, dude. All right. So in your next box, you pull Pansage, Singapore, and Zekrom. You know, the hard part now, Mr. Caleb, is you've got like a sunk cost fallacy situation where it's like, well, you're in this many boxes deep. It would be annoying if the very next box was a big hit. It is. That would be annoying. All right. I'm gonna give you another spot in that giveaway box, man. All right. Gen 5 is the Gen Z version of Kanto, not the same as original. Black and white. I had the Game Boy. I bought Pokemon Black for myself, Pokemon White for my girlfriend. We were going to play it together. And I started seeing all the Pokemon designs in the game, and I was like, no, dude. I'm all done with it. That was the last Pokemon game for me, and I didn't play again after that. Although Karis played Sun and Moon by herself. I didn't play Sun and Moon. She got herself a Game Boy and she wanted something to play on it. And she said, why don't I play the new Pokemon game? But she kind of ultimately decided it was too easy. So she's like, you know, it's really a game for kids. But she did finish it. But she didn't give it a stellar review. She basically said it was too easy. Okay. Here is that Pikachu break. Here is Kadabra. Larvitar. Nice. Black and White 2 was really fun, though. I have weird nostalgia for Black and White Generation. That game was awesome for me. Let's see. Have a great night. You've been very late with the hype since you don't do sports, but Cutter World Cup pack sold out. Get in early and you'll sell out. Oh, I'll take your advice on that. I believe you. I believe if I buy those packs, they'll probably sell. But just keep in mind, we're mostly not a sports stream. That's all I'll say. Like we should always sell a little bit of sports, just as sort of like, you know, like if you go to the gas station, they got a little bit of everything. Well, we focus on Pokemon mostly, but that's the only reason you don't see me ahead, you know, on like the trends for sports is because I'm just not a sports shop. But yes, your advice is probably valuable. I'll probably set it up, okay? Here is Ivan Rodriguez. Use $5 for 2 Korean White. It's not much of a giveaway. So 2 Korean White as a giveaway. I think I know who I'm giving these to, Mr. Ivan. I already know. Let's give these to Mr. Caleb. Okay, so we're going to give these to Caleb because he's going very deep tonight. He is going to open up 2 more boxes of Pokemon Black Bolt. So tonight's stream brought to you by Mr. Caleb. And Caleb, you've got a little gift from Mr. Ivan Rodriguez right here. There we go. How much packs per box and how much for a box? You have to be more descriptive. What is it you're trying to open? Okay, there we go. Pull this out. Okay, Mom. So that's 9. So Caleb's pulling all the stops out. He's going to get 2 more boxes of Pokemon Black White. I approve. There we go. Oh, for a box of the Gundam. Let me look it up. So Gundam is $5 a box, or $5 a pack. Gosh, if it was $5 a box. The box is $120. Let's grab this. I sort of raised the price from $4 a pack when I heard that I couldn't restock it. I said, oh. Okay. All right, because I said we don't need to sell out of that right away. For the Gundams, we have not found the top chase card in there, so that should entice you a little bit. No one has pulled it. It might be around the corner, and that will be a really nice clip to pull. It is. Okay. A case or 2 will sell out. Treat it like magic. It'll blow your mind how easy it will sell. Well, we've done sports before. They don't sell that easy. They are. But yeah, sports generally do sell out every time. I think I even mentioned that the other day because I noticed we were running low on the basketball cards. And I mentioned to everybody, it's like every time I get a sports set, it always sells through. You know, it doesn't sell through some of the weird stuff we put on the menu, like bleach. Bleach has just been sitting there forever. No one's ever going to buy bleach. But, you know, NBA anything, and it's gone eventually. You know, somebody opens the NBA cards. Already gone. All right, those were 2 hollow packs, Mr. Ivan Rodriguez. I'm sure that he appreciates your donation. It is, because, you know, it could have been the top chase card if it was just a lucky pack. Here's your 2 Thunder Assists. Okay. Now, Mr. Caleb Ibarra, NBA season is going to start soon. Your soccer cards always sell out since you have EU viewers. They are. Very nice. By the way, speaking of soccer fans, that was really funny in the reboot of King of the Hill. Hank Hill, it turns out, is a secret soccer fan. I remember when bleach was flying off the shelves. We did sell some bleach, but it did not keep selling. It just sort of stopped and froze. Actually, it was around the time Pokemon blew up. All these other sets like Weiss kind of slowed down. Probably because people started redirecting their money toward Pokemon. They said, wait a second, I want Pokemon. Okay, here goes. Please, baby Jesus, bless these cards with a hot pull. All right. Cling, clang. You guys ready for this? Wish him luck. He is, he's like 5 deep, 5 ETBs deep on this, I think. Oh, okay. Superior. Yeah, 1 superior. You're halfway done with the box already. 1 superior, guys. Half a box. Full Corona. This is as bad as Prismatic. You realize that, right? Prismatic has pull rates like this. 3 packs left for this ETB. All right, look at that, guys. 1 whole Tranquil. Wow, big boy. Did you find the EVs? I did. I did find it, and it's set up to go to BGS. I did that right in the beginning. Thanks for helping me out there with locating it. I didn't know what I was doing wrong. All right, so that was ETB number 1, but that's okay. Maybe this ETB just needed to be knocked out of the way because maybe the next ETB holds a Chrome card in it. A slot machine has better odds. No, definitely not. Slot machines are evil, dude. Those things are pure evil. Those things are like a computer can decide not to let you win in the middle of playing because it's a program. So a program is rolling dice for you. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. No, it's not. You are? All right, let's see what's going on. That computer is connected to the internet and can decide that you're not going to get a payout because the casino did badly that day or because somebody else got a jackpot before you on a different floor, like even in a different state, I've heard. So they're all connected to the internet. It's a total joke. I don't know why anyone would play a digital slot machine. They are, but just slot machines in general. Okay, but I understand it has some sort of hypnotizing effect when you play it. I went to the casino like 2 years ago to take Karis to the casino because she'd never been to one. And I liked it. I was really surprised by the atmosphere. It was fun. There was a lot of young people there, but they were all adults, no children, right? That's a sexy, fun feeling. A lot of smoke in the air, which normally you would think that that's bad, but it just kind of fits with the casino vibe. Here's Kyurem. There we go. Okay, plenty of Kyurem in here. Here's Genesect. Oh, man, somebody's got to pull the chase card out of these boxes already. I absolutely do not like seeing this. No, dude, he pulls another Meloetta. Oh, my God, dude. There it is. They're Diglett blocking you, Caleb. They don't want you to have it. Ooh, okay, good. You've got a Golurk AR. That's going to definitely pad your pulls in this ETB. So this ETB here is performing slightly better with the Golurk now. An actually viable, gradable Pokemon. But probably not even the craziest one to pull, really. There's so many good ARs. Oh my God, I'm going to be sick, dude. All right, that was really rough to watch. Man, those are brutal, man. Those ETBs are disgusting, dude. The only thing I have to say when I see that is that, so since these are coming out of a sealed case, that means that everyone's experiencing a pull rate similar to this. And that makes the chase pulls more valuable than people probably realize. They don't realize the chase pulls in this set are more valuable. Off to the nearest bridge. No, that's too dark. Don't say that, man. The Poke gods are testing your faith today, and you have to remain hopeful. Yeah. No, that was really tough. Tranquil and Golurk for the ARs. Think about how different of an outcome it would have been if you pulled, like, I don't know, like Seismitoad or something out of here. Because Seismitoad's a top pull too. But there's so many ARs, your odd to pulling him is really low. So yes, Black Bolt and White Flare. Those card sets are going to be remembered for being exceptionally difficult to get what you want out of there. Because this is clearly an impossibly difficult pull rate. Unless that product was to become considerably cheaper somehow. Man, that's going to be bitterly difficult. I can't believe we have not pulled a Chrome Black Bolt yet. It's really sad. All right. So I'm going to write your name down. You get it, man. You'll get it. Here it is. All right. Let's jump over here. And spot number 20 is being handed out right now for this free box. So let's see what it is. We're going to hit choose winner. It is John Paul Geraldo, JPH. Now we need this. All right. Ready? Landing on number 12, which is Trevor Carpenter. That's the new guy. So Mr. Trevor Carpenter dropped $750 on us today. Trevor Carpenter did. I wish there was a way to contact him and show him that. He's not going to get to see this. He is the brand new guy. So we're going to go ahead and open this box for him and see what pops out. And then we're going to get another giveaway going. All right. Is he watching? Trevor Carpenter, is he watching? That'd be nice. Ghost of Anthony 49's here? It's the Ghost of Anthony 49. We are. Okay. Mr. Caleb, thanks for your big orders, man. That is, I don't like to see that, man. When people go deep like that, I like to see them walk away, at least with some sort of break-even scenario. But that was definitely chalked down as a bad round. It reminds me exactly of the Prismatic packs, by the way. I watched Saw E going really deep on Prismatic and just not pulling a lot. Actually, One Piece can be brutal too. Sarah was buying up some of those PRB2s. And then there's only one manga to hand out, and that kind of got taken by Mr. Omar, who had a little bit better luck. He had opened like 11 boxes, but, you know, that's actually relatively few. It's crazy how hard it is to get those mangas. I ought to do with the mangas what I did with the Victini. Would you guys like that? You One Piece guys, would you like that? Pulling some raw mangas so that they're even cheaper. They haven't been graded yet. Pulling some raw mangas and get them turned into a break, maybe? I don't know. All right. Okay. Okay. It's the Ghost of Anthony 49. Tossing this over here. So this is one whole box for Mr. Carpenter. Trevor Carpenter. He's a brand new guy. We met him in the vertical stream. So that vertical stream kind of paying off a little bit. He was, that's one of the biggest orders of today is $750. We are. He seemed like a really generous guy. It was really nice of him. Okay, here is the doggy. Graveyard. There. He's got a little tombstone on his head. Remember Nami Break selling out before you had the card? Yeah, that did really well. It's kind of interesting that these Trafalgar Break and the Marshall D Teach Break are not doing as well. Here we are. Okay, we've got Obama. Cold. Xerneas. Hopefully some new people stop by. I was promoting you on all Pokemon groups on Facebook that I'm in. Oh, that's really nice, man. I really appreciate that. There we are. I wouldn't break any rules doing that, though, but yeah, that's a nice thing. Otherwise, there we are. Sometimes people don't want that in their group. Like, hey. There we go. Okay. Here is a rare candy. Oh, look at that. We've got a Raikou. Look at that Raikou. Very nice. Okay. Good. And a cold one. And Kyogre. Here's Gardevoir. Almost called her Gyarados. Gardevoir Gyarados. Oh, Helioptile or something like that. Helios? Rare candy. Man, these boxes are so tough. Nice. Latios SR. So I think we're going to conclude that this box probably was not a chase box, but I think he still has a chance, doesn't he? The big hits can come out as a third card, so it's not over yet. Okay, Clawitzer, and ta-da! One more Latios. Nice. I told them you have poker card slabs. I promote Mr. on Insta Blank Star accounts because I know the comments have gooners. What? What are you saying? There. All right, cool, man. Tossing this away. And let's start filling this in. Nice pull. Congrats on the winner. Hey, what's up, Mr. Platinum? Okay. So these are his pulls. They're actually pretty nice. I like the rare candy card. It's cool. Graveyard's decent. I got Delibird. Delibird, he's a Gen 2 Pokemon, isn't he? He's cute. I don't think he ever caught on, you know? I don't think he ever became like a big success in terms of desirability. But here it is, Trevor Carpenter's bag. Very nice. I promote Mr. on the Hub. I like Delibird. He's Santa Claus. He says, I got everything free for you. Free housing, free food, free college education, free healthcare. It's all free. Don't ask how we pay for it. Here's Mickey Mouse. Here's Blue Pix. It's Blue Pix. Here's the Trafalgar Lawbreak. We just mentioned that. Here's Cloud Wave 1. And here is Ivysaur. Very nice. All right. We're hitting refresh there. Man, today's episode definitely brought to you by Mr. Caleb Ibarra. Thanks, Mr. Caleb. I really appreciate it. I'm just sorry that we didn't run into like any big hits there, man. You did get some pulls, just not what we were wanting. Here's a TCC slab we were halfway through giving away. Okay, let me set this back up. We're going to head right back over here. We're going to hit giveaway options. We're going to say TCC. Okay. Hope your daytime stream was awesome. Yeah, it outperformed a lot of streams because it's a vertical stream. Those vertical streams, they get better numbers. They do. It's just the rule, apparently. So we got to get rid of this guy, huh? Okay, cool. Okay, what's this? We've got... Oh, right, this Sherox. Hunter. Look at that Hunter. We've got Clayburst, Salt Pokemon, Cloud, Adventure Time. Here's a really nice one. I like this Torterra. He's actually pretty good. Yeah, he looks nice. And Dodrio. We're going to take a picture of this and pull it down. Okay, give me a minute. Oops. What did I just do here? All right, there we go. Haha. Okay, take a picture of that. Okay. Oops. Okay. Oh, double cloud. Look at the difference, though. One is wave 1, and the other one's not wave 1. There we go. I don't know if I want to leave a positive or neutral feedback on eBay. So I went to pick up the letter that said I had 49 cents to pay. Apparently USPS had postage, said the postage wasn't enough, and I'm the one who had to pay and not the shipper. Rip me. You're right. I find that that's inappropriate, but you know what? It's not so bad. 49 cents, probably just USPS being kind of a bitch about it. If it was over $1, then I really would be like, you know, right? But if it's under $1, it's not so bad. It's probably USPS, man, because they get really, they turn into jerks about the shipping. Like for example, let's say you need the weight of the package to be below a certain amount in order for it to, you know, qualify for a certain type of shipping. Well, if you're packing peanuts and the cardboard box put it over that amount by like 2 ounces, they go, well, you failed. And so USPS can either let that slide or they can do an upcharge. And sometimes they will upcharge for that. And it's just like, why? It's so ridiculous. But, you know, they have rules. It's like any company. USPS can do it. You know, they can be the cause. All right, I'm back. You know what spooked me today? I actually have a story. I was coming out of the bedrooms and all the lights were off and I was walking to the family room. And so with all the lights off, you can see out the windows really clearly. So I walk into the family room and I turn my head and I look at the window and I about poop my pants because there's this gigantic deer and he's like, his nose is like pressed up against our window. He's that close and he's staring into the house. So there was some freaking giant ass deer staring into my home from my yard. And then he saw me and he like scattered. He like ran away. He was freaked out too. But man, it was like, you don't expect that? You know, like a giant animal to be staring at you in the dark. It's like, Jesus, dude. It was a straight up white envelope with the card and the top loader. Oh, yes. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. No, I don't like that either. That's annoying. You should leave a neutral feedback and warn others about it. And this will give the seller a chance to fix it. Because ultimately, 49 cents, it's not that big of a deal, you know? Like I can tell you, the seller right now would much rather give you $5 than have you leave negative feedback. But what's going on, he's trying to cheat the USPS system and send an item that's too big to send in a white envelope, and USPS is rejecting it. So when they do that with the white envelope, that's against their rules for what you can ship in a white envelope. They talk about that. They basically say the white envelope has to be as thin as a sheet of paper. You're not allowed to put hard items in it like top loaders. But Pokemon sellers do that all the time because they don't want to actually spend $3 on shipping one card. So it's a very tricky scenario. Some sellers have found like they can ship in little tiny cardboard top loaders, but that doesn't have the strength and quality of a true plastic top loader. Ooh. I would leave a neutral, Tammy. Tammy, I'd leave a neutral. It doesn't hurt him if you leave a neutral. It just gives a warning out. All right. I'm hitting refresh. What do we got? Whoa, Caleb, did you send for 2 more? No. That was the one we already did, isn't it? That was the one, isn't it? Okay, we already serviced that. Oh, yeah, I thought he sent for 2 more. Okay, so it is a Thursday night, and the queue is clear. Slow Thursday. That's interesting. That is interesting. We had a pretty busy daytime stream, but maybe because it was in vertical, I don't know. So we have nobody in the queue. What would you guys like to talk about? Do you have any questions for me about, you know, potential breaks? Would you like me to answer some question? Like, what's on your mind right now as a person who's looking at this card shop going, what should I open? Here's the binder break. Nobody's in it yet because we were building it up as we were going. Now we actually have some legitimate good cards in it. We got Armored Mewtwo and Greninja in it. We got a lot of ARs. Let me get all the ARs in one spot. Eevee, Tatsugiri. Okay, all of the ARs. So all these go up front as well. And all of these. All right. They sell these really thin cardboard envelopes that are made to be sold cheaper, granted your card will go with other envelopes, so damage is very unlikely. It's not wrapped in a plastic bag and bubble wrap. I don't want it. I keep seeing videos about how the market bubble will burst. Mister, what's your ideal 6-monster squad? Mister, what's your thought on Cosmic Eclipse? Oh, these are great questions, guys. I really like all these questions. You know what's cool about this? This actually comes from 2019, and yet it looks like an AR, doesn't it? That's so fascinating. All right. So we've got Mewtwo, and we got all these guys. Beautiful. Some of these are like pack fresh. Probably easy 10s. Like these are pack fresh for sure. The Froakie, the Pikachu, lots of good stuff. We should get this in the back. I don't think these are as exciting. Okay. All right. Hollows in the back, maybe. There it goes. All right. Good stuff, man. So that is the binder break. I think the binder break looks really meaty now, but if nobody jumps in, we'll try to add another thing to it. There will be a point where I stop, though. I actually just sold a pack of Cosmic for 40 bucks on eBay. Let me get my music running, guys. City Pop, Pokemon Gold and Silver. Let's hear it. Sounds okay so far. Mister, what happened to the walking streams? We stopped those a long time ago. Yeah, those stopped like over a year ago. We are. Did Gengar Gym Battle go off? No, he's right here, in fact. Gengar Gym Battle. Oh, right, there's already somebody in here. We're waiting on one more person to join for the Gengar break. Let's see. What's my ideal 6 monsters? Let's try this. Tyranitar. Definitely Tyranitar. I'm going to have to say Tyranitar. That's the only one I can say for sure right now. Ideal 6 Pokemon team, huh? There's a lot of Pokemon. That one definitely would be on my 6 Pokemon team. Battle me, you Craven. Okay, let me jump over here. Maybe I should try to do the walking streams again. You guys want to shut the stream down right now? Go do a walking stream? I mean, if we did it this early in the night, I think I'd have enough time to cool down and go to bed. That was one of the problems was we were getting it done as the sun was coming up, and it was like impossible to go to bed. My brain just didn't want to do it. It's like, nah, it's awake time. My brain was like, you were just walking. What do we got here? That's nice. Okay. Cool. Don't mess with the level 1 Rattata with Endeavor and Focus Sash. Oh, yeah? Focus Sash and Endeavor. I don't remember. What does the Endeavor do? Focus Sash and Endeavor. I know it's some sort of trick here, right? Where he's hitting 1 HP and then doing high damage in return, right? Here's Vaporeon. Ooh. Togepi. Here's a nice little Hello Kitty, and it's overpriced. Let's move it down here. Now, we'll leave it up here. Let's give it a different price tag, though. Today was South Park Day. It was hard to believe. It was 28 years ago. Yeah. South Park. Here we are. I am watching a new season of South Park at the same time I got to watch King of the Hill reboot. And I gotta say, the King of the Hill reboot knocked it out of the park. South Park, I wish they would focus more on getting me invested in the lives of the kids of South Park again. You know, like the 4 boys. Kenny, Cartman, Kyle, and Stan. I feel like I'm not invested in them in the current format. It just feels like a political cartoon strictly. You know, like when you open up the newspaper and the New York Times has a political cartoon with like a drawing, which those are fine, but it's like I miss original South Park a little bit. I do. Here's Crobat. Here's Magnemite. They did a really good job with King of the Hill. because they talked about modern problems really well, but also you had yourself interested in the, you know, the personality types of the people that were telling the story and part of the story. So I feel like they did a really good job with it. Okay, let's grab this. What are my thoughts on Cosmic Eclipse? It's a great, great, great set, and that's not going to change over time. It's a top-tier set, S-tier. Here's Flareon 4, Rising Rivals. I have it priced at $175. That's pretty high already. Okay. Grab this. Very nice. Like, how about when Chef had, like, his Salty Chocolate Balls episode? I miss stuff like that, man. Give me more of that. Hey, Chef. Chef was such a great character. They never really replaced him or anything, you know? All right. I think they forgot that that was kind of the original thing about their show, is it was actually about the boys all the way back then and their crazy shenanigans. Rising Rivals. Okay, so here's a Rising Rivals. So here's the same thing. It's a non-holographic Flareon. See? Same number, number 60. They want $750 for it. That can't be right. $750? Why would it be $750? That's just too much. Yeah, I don't know about that. It can't be worth the $750. Let me check sold. Sold? Okay, there's no recent sold of it selling like that, and I don't know why there would be because it's super, super low pop. But let me check Rising Rivals in general, okay? So let me check sold on Rising Rivals. That seems like it's wrongly priced. $750 for a non-holo just seems wrong. Yeah, that's definitely wrong. So here's a Rising Rival Espeon that graded Gem Mint 10 that sold in June, marked down from 111. Oh, that is the actual sale price, is 111. Oh, well. So I think I'm going to slightly raise my price on this guy, but it's not going to be anything too crazy. Oh, I already did this. I already gave him a new sleeve. So we're going to go from 175 to 200. I don't have any competitors. Sets have gone up since June, not down. There we are. All right. Sent for 2 Duskmorns. Oh, nice, dude. Toss this over here. Let's see. It's Tone Nguyen. What's up, man? How's it going? Nice of you to stop on in. Tai Hua says, slab away payment. Slab away. You got it, man. So this Lugia goes to $350. Boom. All right. Ooh, Theodore Perez got to pay off that Lugia. He's got paid off by September, but he is not making payments on it right now. He's going to be upset when that comes due. And then we got Matt Hansen. He asked the Ditto. The Ditto's close. All right, so now we've got Alex Silva. 2 Duskmorn collector boosters. You got it, 2 Duskmorn collector boosters. Okay, 2 Duskmorns. It's kind of a good time to be opening up Duskmore, isn't it? Because we're heading into the Halloween time period. All right. I actually acquired these last year during Halloween, didn't I? Let's start sneeping this. Okay. I hate saxophone. Let's get out of here. Let's go back over here, maybe? How about this one? I like the way this one sounds a little bit better. All right. I thought Theodore was a figment of Arturo's imagination. What's this about a free booster box? We had a free booster box in the first half of the stream. Now we have a free slab. Let me show you. This is a CGC 10 Vintage Sandshrew. It's called a Karuta card if you've never seen one before. And so that is the next free card, probably valued around $50. Okay, we got Razor Trap Gorge, Bleeding Woods, Clockwork Percussionist. This card here, that's sideways. Peculiar Lighthouse, Exorcise, Oblivious Bookworm, Liverdie, Val Mutilator, Planes. Okay, Planes. I like the design of this pack better where you work your way to the back and the hits in the back. I don't like it with the hit in the front because I feel like you get your excitement right away and then the rest is just kind of dookie, right? Enduring Vitality, Glitch Interpreter, Enduring Innocence. Another trainer type card maybe. Split Up. And there you go. Your card is split up. Oof. All right. Hopefully the next Duskborn card has something crazier in it. I'm surprised they get away with that. Let's see. Seeing some young kids selling cards on TikTok the other day. I'm like, so no age verification or there or something. I would not trust little kids to sell Pokemon cards. It's bad enough with adults, but at least adults tend to understand consequences and they're not as impulsive and, you know, they've had the fear of God struck into them. Because if you're an adult, you've had the poo hit the fan. Kids, they haven't gone through the ringer yet and they will definitely scam you. There's no way. I would bet 50% of all kids sellers will do a scam of some sort or another. And so do you want to take those odds? We are, ooh, Daggermaw Megalodon. Ooh, beautiful. Here we are. It's cute, but it's like, then it's not cute. You know, it's not cute. Here we are. All right. Here's Bashful Beastie. I mean, I think it's better if they do it under the supervision of an adult. Then it's not so bad. But if they're just by themselves selling, I don't know, dude. Fear of Immobility, Smoky Lounge, Fear of Burning Alive, Shroud Stomper, Defiled Crypt, Island. Wow. Okay, so I'll set this to the side for a moment. I wouldn't trust their Cheeto hands. All right. Sounds like Bill Clinton in there playing some sax. There we go. All right. Bill Clinton was on that island, huh? Man. Yeah, that made me think of his name is like defiled at this point. Unstoppable Slasher. Because I've only heard creepy sexual things about him. Deluge of Doom. Unidentified Hovership. Oops. The Swarm Weaver. And Nashi, Searcher in the Dark. Nashi. Okay. Very nice. How do I get in, says Tone. Well, Mr. Tone, it's pretty uncomplicated. There's a keyword you have to type into chat. You can do it at any time. And so right now the keyword is TCC. The letter T followed by the two letters C. And that is the keyword to get into the giveaway. And the way that works, Nightbot will then randomly choose a person who put that keyword in the chat. Okay. It's Anna Bonin. What's up, Anna Bonin? How are you tonight? Are you Bonin tonight? So, Mr. Alex, let's get your new bag. Miss Star Nuggets. Hello, Miss Star Nuggets. A little bit of Cheeto hands never hurt anybody. Here we are. Alex Silva. 825. Come on, Nightbot. Okay. Ooh, the AL box is full. That is a full AL box. Wasn't in stream for like 6 years. What? So you knew that we started 6 years ago, but now you're popping in 6 years later. Very nice, man. Mr. Omar Batui is here. He says, get me a box of Mega Symphonia. You got it. 1 box of Mega Symphonia. We need one person to join this Gengar break, by the way. $39 for a 50% chance to walk away with that tag graded Gengar. Apparently, tag grading is a desirable grading type. How are you feeling about the huge gains on your Masaki Gengar? I saw some 9s going for 7,000 to 8,000, says Taylor. Taylor, I'm over the moon about it. But really, that's just one card. I've had this happen to a bunch of cards. Yeah, I guess it's sort of like feeling like you're in the height of your career. That's kind of how it feels. So it's not a bad thing. I'm in the right place at the right time. There was plenty of people who might have given me advice not to hold my cards, or, hey, you should liquidate, or Pokemon cards are stupid, and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't listen to any of that. I just agreed with it all. You have to have that ability to disagree with what the average person is saying. Like, I remember I would go talking in the comment section, you know, in shorts and on TikTok and Instagram. And if I talked on some controversial subject, you know, people who didn't agree with my position would say, oh, you collect Pokemon cards, you're an idiot. And so I'd get that a lot. I get a lot of blowback on, well, you collect Pokemon cards, you know, you're a loser. And now all my Pokemon cards are like triple in value. And I wasn't sitting on a small amount of them. I was sitting on a humongous amount of them, like more than probably 90% of people in America. Although I don't know that for a fact. But yeah, I mean, I was holding a lot. I was holding a whole lot of them. And so now I get to benefit from that. It's not a bad situation to be in, man. It feels really good. I imagine this is a little bit what it feels like to have been a crypto guy early and to have been in on crypto, and then crypto jumped up. But crypto jumped up much higher than Pokemon. At the start, that is. So nowadays, crypto's still doing really good. Like Bitcoin went from 15,000 to 120 over time after Sam Bankman-Fried. But the stock market's doing good too. Real estate hasn't done too bad, although it's kind of slowed down. But that's because real estate is really sensitive to the central bank deciding what the interest rates are. Real estate's a good investment in certain ways. It's a very conservative investment. It's bad in other ways, you know, like it's susceptible to taxation. You can't bring it with you when you move somewhere. You know, like you can carry gold with you, for example. You can carry Pokemon cards, but you can't carry a home. So it's kind of nailed down to wherever you bought it. And it's very susceptible to being taxed. It's very susceptible to the interest rates in the market. You know, all those things. And then you put a tenant in the house and they might be some kind of crazy hoarder type who ruins the house, and now you got to pay like $10,000 to fix it, which we are currently doing that. So, you know, but Pokemon has been absolutely fantastic. I started out back in the day, you could buy Dark Blastoise, first edition, holographic, PSA 10. I don't forget this, for $500. How did I know this? Because that's what I paid for mine. And now he is going for, as an example, Dark Blastoise has gone from $500 to, gosh, is there even one for sale? Okay, so the cheapest Dark Blastoise is now from $500 to $6,000. Wow. So that's over 10 times appreciation. That's pretty good. That does outperform the stock market. And so, yeah, it's a cool thing. And, you know, you make money in Pokemon cards in all kinds of ways, not just in holding, but in flipping and in ad revenue. You know, my YouTube channel has earned me a certain degree of ad revenue over the years. Okay, here goes Mr. Omar with the whole box of Mega Symphonia. You said 120 for a box of Gundam. Yes, it's not in the secret menu. Gundam is at the bottom of the YouTube description in a menu called Other Card Sets. Other Card Sets is like, it didn't fit anywhere, so it goes there. All right. Truck Nick Mister. Oh, yeah, I answered that. I wish I'd bought a 10. I was big into the Carddass stuff and got a PSA 10 Charizard from the 96 set, but was deliberating between that and Masaki Gengar. Made the wrong choice. Well, not necessarily, because those cards, the other ones, the Carddass cards, even though they did not appreciate as quickly as Gengar, they still have plenty of time to go up too, you know? Like, I'm sure there was a point where Carddass Charizard, once upon a time, a long time ago, only cost like $200, and you bought them at whatever you bought them for. It might have been a lot, but, you know, that was later in the future. So that's proof that it's not just Masaki Gengar that goes up. It's all the stuff goes up. It's just that some stuff tends to widen its gap in value compared to other things. Let me give you an example. Evolving Skies booster box now is worth like 2.4 thousand or something, right? Or 3,000 or some crap like that. Fusion Strike is only worth 900. So what happened there? Evolving Skies grew faster than Fusion Strike. And so, you know, if you're sitting on a lot of Evolving Skies, you're feeling like you made the smarter choice. But the thing is, as the years go by, I think those will even out somewhat. You will see them even out. Like, for example, the XY era. Some of the XY era boxes are much better than others, but they're all starting to become unbelievably expensive. Like Roaring Skies, I think I saw it was hitting like $3,000. And that's really not as big of a difference between that and Ancient Origins anymore. And so, you know, it's fascinating how that works. Oh, look at that, Mr. Omar. Good timing on that. You saw the other box was a cold pull, and you said, why don't we test another box of that? SAR, look at that. Okay, very nice. Japanese Bandai Gundam GDO1, $5, $120. Yeah, that's another one that's gone crazy. I was always afraid people would think differently of me when I collect Pokemon cards at my age. I was never that afraid of that because I just viewed it as sort of like a financial game almost. Yeah. So all that really matters in the end is who wins and who loses. You could have bought... So I tell this story a lot that I learned this from My Little Pony. It's a funny story, but it's a very short story. After I left my home, after I ran away, I was trying to go to college, and so I had a job with Coca-Cola, but I also sold stuff on eBay. I sold graphic t-shirts on eBay because I'd learned all that at home as a kid. I learned how to sell, as a teenager, I learned how to sell on eBay because that's what my dad's wood business was. It was an eBay store. So, you know, with so much knowledge around eBay and confidence in it, I started selling anything I could, mostly clearance items. But eventually it really was mostly graphic t-shirts. And at one point, I was making like, I want to say like $200, was it a week or something like that? I don't remember what it was. It was like $200 every couple of days, just from passively selling t-shirts. They're very easy to ship. I had a shipping method. You're going to find this very funny, but I had a very fast shipping method. Basically, I went grocery shopping and I brought home heavy amounts of those paper grocery bags. I just stole them basically. I don't judge me too hard. I was very young and I was very poor. But I just, you know, when I was at the grocery store, I would take home a big handful of the paper grocery bags. And that was it. That was my shipping material. So I didn't pay anything for the cardboard, you know, and or I would have all my groceries put into those grocery bags as well, right? So I'd buy my groceries, paper grocery bag. And that was the shipping material. So I didn't even buy shipping supplies. I was very scrappy. And I'd learned that when I was shipping for my dad too. He was really scrappy with the shipping too. He was very clever about it. So, you know, I had very low supply cost, and I would get clearance. Graphic t-shirts, get them all listed. I'd have like 500, 600 different t-shirts listed. I still have them. So if I took the phone with me down into the basement, I could show you guys remnants of this time period where I was selling t-shirts. I have leftover t-shirts from that time period that I never sold. They're still with me to this day. And you'll find some like from Toys R Us and stuff like that. Whatever place was having a clearance sale. So anyways, the story kind of ends with this. I was finding My Little Pony shirts at Hot Topic on clearance, and those were making the very most money. Nothing made more money than My Little Pony. It beat every other graphic t-shirt. And it was something that you would kind of ridicule, like the furries, right? You make fun of the furries, right? You make fun of the furries, you make fun of My Little Pony, make fun of whatever it is people are buying, whatever they're interested in. But at the end of the day, money talks. And those freaking My Little Pony graphic t-shirts, you could get them like 50% off or like an $8 sale at Hot Topic, listed for 45 bucks on eBay, and just leave it there and say, hey, these are out of print. That's why I would say this particular artwork is out of print. Boom, sold at $45. And then I'd be like, I gotta get more of this stuff, man. This stuff is good. I was like looking all over the place for it. The regular time adventure show, My Little Pony, anything Marvel, anything DC, you know, Batman, Superman, all that stuff was, and anything Nintendo, all that stuff was big money makers. Graphic t-shirts. I didn't print them. I had a whole route and I scooped them all up. I understand the clearance cycle, and I had a whole route where I scooped up all of the graphic t-shirts in a whole wide area. And Coca-Cola helped facilitate that, because I went store to store working for Coca-Cola, and at the end of, you know, working that store, I'd have my credit card, I'd go grab all their clearance. I knew when it was going to be on clearance. I'd grab it all, check out, and then move to my next store. So I had this Coca-Cola route that allowed me to take all the clearance all over. And then I had the confidence to buy all that on credit because I'd learned so much from my dad. So I'd buy huge amounts of shirts on a credit card because I knew it was going to sell on eBay, and it did. It was successful. That was a significant part of how I made it through school. So because I told you guys this before, I had about $20,000 saved up when I quit Coca-Cola to go to school. Well, where do you think the $20,000 came from? You think it just came from Coca-Cola? Hell no, dude. Hell no. I made that money. I made that money happen out of like thin air, basically, just by hustling these graphic t-shirts really hard. All right. And I had like plans maybe to create our own graphic t-shirts, but I never got that far. We are. I'll be driving and listening. If any does gets hits for grading, I'll send extra for the grading when I'm done driving. Sounds good, man. All right. Very good. I could show those t-shirts off. I have leftovers from a long time ago. Let me think. Yeah, let's show it off. You guys want to see it? Karis is asleep in the bedroom, and the basement's pretty clean right now. Let's show it off. You guys ready? Okay, come with me. I'm going to show that off. Then we're going to come back here and open more stuff. You guys never get to see this, so this will be a little fun for you guys. All right. Sell me one. Maybe I will. I don't know. All right, give me a second. Keep that kind of low there. Okay, gotta be quiet. That's how the cat gets in right there. Look. Okay, so here we are. Oh. Check this out. Look at this. So we were going to sell the rest of these just to get rid of them, but I just haven't done it yet. But look, right here, in fact. 15 bucks. Looks like the original retail cost was 24. Oh, here, look at this. So that one was like 15 bucks, huh? There's more stuff over here, look. Old sports stuff. How much did I pay for this? $3.88. Wow. So there you have it. What do you guys think? There's enough cardboard? All right. Whew. All right. See, that whole story is completely true. That was what I did just before I made it off to college. Selling a lot of graphic t-shirts. That's a card cave. All right. So here we are. You need a lumbar support chair. Actually, my back has not been too bad lately. Alex Silva, Gengar Battle. Ooh, all right. All right, let's get it. That was awesome. All right, Mr. Alex. Let's see, he has a card, right? I don't know if he does. Let's see. He might need a new one. I started whispering. Now my brain's still in whisper mode. I didn't want to wake up Karis is all. There it is. She's a very light sleeper. Like even a slightly wrong noise will wake her up. So if I was talking from a room in the house that I'm not supposed to be talking from, she would wake straight up out of her sleep. All right. She'd be like, "What's going on?" There we go. If you move, it's going to be fun packing all those boxes. It's very easy, actually, because I just have someone else do it. I don't do any of it. Did my order go through? We have an order from Nicholas Bentz. That might be you. Nicholas Bentz, then another Alex Silva. So we have a total of 3 orders in queue. So, Alex, there's your card for scoring your breaks. Let's grab this. There we go. Yeah, another group does it. I don't do it. I put your line kind of lower down on the card, I guess. That's because you're going to have so many wins up here, Mr. Alex. Just making room for them all. Oh, my eyes itchy. But, you know, it's funny. I was showing that little purple dragon shirt off, and I remember he wouldn't sell very well. And I guess that's because he's not actually a My Little Pony. But so the way this story is going is I'm explaining that you cannot feel guilty for collecting Pokemon cards because, what, it's like a kid's toy or something like that. Don't allow that to judge your analysis. Very important. You must analyze things like a dry robot. Very important. That's a very important skill. That's what makes you good at video games, too. You're good at video games if you look at things as they are, not about how you feel about them. So you must look at things as they are. So I was looking at Pokemon cards with dry eyes. I wasn't looking at them with like, oh, I hope I don't get judged. And it ended up being very important for me to have done that. Oh, yeah, Rapidash. And you guys got to see a couple Pokemon boxes there that gives you a little bit of the scale of things. Round 1, Mr. Martin. All right, that's Andrew Martin on round 1. Round 2, you ready? I've yet to go into a gym break. They're nice. They end really fast. Oh, Alex, you might lose. He just got an energy card. Now, if you pull a big strong card here, you can still get him. Meloetta's not bad. Not bad. Okay, you have a chance. Oh, my God, he's double energy now. That means he gets a bonus 40 HP on whatever he pulls out of here. Oh, but it's not enough. It's not enough. All right, you guys are tied up now. It's 1v1. You each have 1 point. You ready? This is the last round, unless it ties again. Oh, Andrew keeps getting the advantage. He's got to switch. Now, switch isn't an automatic win. Let's see what happens next. Oh, you've got the computer search. What were the odds of that? What were the odds of that? Wow. So now he pulls Cerulege. Oh, so you don't have to use your computer search. Let's see what you pull. It's Articuno. You have to use your computer search. So, well, hold on. Let me analyze this. Both trainer cards have been pulled. Okay, if I pull you the strongest card in the deck, I think the rule is I just pull you a card stronger than Cerulege from the bottom. Okay, so let's do it like we always do it. And you know what? Serena's going to get it. So Serena has been pulled as your computer search pull. Now he has to use switch. Your Serena's out. Switch is used on Serena. She's out. And now you get to pull the next card. So this next card has to beat Cerulege. Are you ready? Oh my God, you still got it. Wow, switch did not save him. The card goes to Mr. Alex. He wins round number 2. Wow, congratulations, man. Crazy. All right. Yeah, trainer cards don't have to immediately be played. They actually are trainer cards. So that was a rare scenario where he didn't want to play the computer search immediately, since it makes more sense to test out what you get first. Whew. Wow, man, that is wild. That was a long battle there. Okay, so that is going to be Mr. Alex's first pull, and Mr. Andrew, that's going to be a miss. Battles is not my game. What are you talking about, Andrew? Look, you're basically tied. Look, you got half wins and half losses. You have 7 wins and 8 losses. You're almost 1-1. So you're just having a bit of fun with this is all. Although if you broke it down by which cards you missed on, maybe you did go more negative. It depends on which ones you won and which ones you lost. So I don't know about the history of which cards were which. What I'm trying to say is not all games are equal. So if you lost on the important games and won on the unimportant games, then yeah, you could be going pretty negative with it. But, you know, 7-8's respectable. That's not bad at all. You're just behind by 1. We are. Okay. Alex Silva. How did you like that, Alex? It's an auto game. I play your game for you guys, but it's kind of silly, isn't it? It's pretty much just an advanced coin toss, isn't it? It's an advanced coin toss. There we go. It's a relatable one, though, because we like to collect Pokemons on this channel. You know, when people do a box battle, maybe one guy gets 10 packs, the other guy gets the other 10 packs. You open it all up. The strongest Pokemon is the winner, so then that guy gets all the cards. It's the exact same thing. It's just an advanced coin toss. We are. Here is Sauron the Necromancer. I think it would be fun if people had to, like, actually participate in the battle somehow. So I would love to hear some ideas on that in the future. Here's Charizard. I played these games before. This has 3 spots left on it, by the way. Next up, we have Nicholas Bentz. 15 packs of the new Gundam set. Nicholas, you shouldn't have. And 5 packs of solo leveling and shipping. Wow, that's a big order. Okay, so by the way, you don't have to ship right away. If you want me to get you your label tonight, I can do that. But if you want to store your bag over here, you're allowed to do that too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, we need a new box. Stressful Law will definitely play a game. Play again. There it is. It's like a prolonged coin toss, isn't it? But the beginning of the coin toss went bad for you. The first round was a negative thing, and then you had a lucky comeback. I can understand the stress though. I suppose if they were like $5, they would not be stressful. But you know, 39 is pretty much the same as any break. Most breaks are $40 on this channel. All right. We should do a slab battle master if you want to have people battle for winner take all slabs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Well, you know, there was a game I used to host called Who's That Pokemon? And it was a competition where you had to buy into the competition. And the way that would work, let's say we wanted 6 players, and each player has to buy 2 of the same booster packs. So 1, you know, it looked like this, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so then we would host the competition. You would have to tell, you know, you would be a race to see who could guess the Pokemon best out of 3. And when it was over, one person got all the packs. So you'd buy in on 2 packs, but you'd walk away with 12. And it was a really fun thing. We did host that. Last time we hosted that was when Squid Game 2 Part 1 came out. And we called that Squid Pokemon. That's what we called it. We called it Squid Pokemon. Excuse me. And the prize was actually going to be Tentacruel, which 6 won. She won the game. We're going to get you 5 packs of solo leveling right after that. 6 won the Squid Pokemon game, and it was hard to get people to join it. It seemed like people didn't like the idea of it. A game of skill. You know, people don't like the games of skill as much, but I like having a game of skill available. I think it's cool. Okay, we should do a slab battle master. Stressful. Play these games before. What do you think the most important thing a person should do in life? Oh, educate themselves. Education is very important. And education is not just like college. Education is like reading books. You should read books about how the world works. Read books about how dating works. Read books about how health works. Read books about how money works. Did you know money is a very abstract idea? Everyone thinks money is like a dollar bill or a number in a bank account. It's so much more complicated than that. Money, when you see the dollar bill, that's a measurement of money. The dollar bill is a measurement. But what money truly represents is energy. Money is human energy. It's a measure of human energy. And so when you have a lot of money, it's like you've got a whole bunch of human energy in your bank account. You captured everyone's energy and put it into your bank account. Now you can use that energy to go trade it for like a car or a house or something like that. So that's what it is. Money is actually a measurement of human energy. And what you're trying to do in life, you're trying to make yourself more valuable than other people by what you're doing. So it's sort of like a little video game that you're playing. And when we do business, everyone's trying to produce something more valuable. So if you go out and you produce AI, you might produce $1 billion per year of value. And now you can trade that $1 billion with people who produce $20,000 a year per value. You can trade with them now. And because you're producing so well, you get to buy so much more than they do. And what that really means, producing so well, what that really means is you're creating a product that everybody wants to buy, and they're willing to trade a lot for it. They're willing to trade many hours of their lives for the thing that you produced. And they can't produce it, and you can because you're, I don't know, smarter. Wow, that looks cool as hell, dude. Have you guys thought about buying these cars? Because they look pretty freaking good. Look at that. Very neat. All right, that's your LR Plus and your C Plus coming out right away. These are the chase cards in Gundam, by the way. Read books. We should do a slab battle, Master. Already read that. Yeah, reading books, very important. Reading books, having a mentor, following people who are successful and they just want to teach others how to be successful because those guys get obsessed with it. That is all very good ideas. So one of the most important things you're ever going to do is understand that you aren't just like your name. You're like a brand yourself. You yourself, you're a brand. How your friends think about you, that's your brand. How your family thinks about you, that's your brand. And your brand is basically like a list of words that describe you on a sentence, you know? And so you want to make sure that you're not doing things to damage that brand, and you want to do things to help build up a positive view of that brand so that people go, okay, this is a guy we like. He's smart, he's competent, he's reliable, he's on our side, he agrees with what we agree with, whatever it is, right? So you're always working on that brand. That brand opens all your doors. It gives you followers, it gives you jobs, it gives you relationship status, it gives you banking, financing. So that's what the bank does when they're checking your credit score. The credit score, you could rename it to your brand. They're saying, you're a trustworthy individual. You pay all your loans. That's your brand. That's your identity as a guy that we know pays back all his loans. So then the bank says, we would be happy to give you money for the things that you want to do because we know you're going to produce lots of money and give it back to us. So your record is another term for it. So you could call it your brand or your record. But, you know, girlfriends want to know about your record. You know, the family of the girlfriend wants to know about your record. And the bank wants to know about your record. And the college you apply to wants to know about your record. And the business you apply to wants to know about your record. So protect that like crazy, you know. So that would be, but I call it a brand because I think that that's closer to what it is these days. It's better to call it a brand and to think of yourself, even as an individual, as a business itself, so that you can begin putting yourself into like, you can start like measuring yourself in what you are skilled in and what you're not skilled in and what direction you want to go in life. Money equals people energy. Yeah, money equals people energy. That's right. Otherwise, it's just a piece of paper, isn't it? It's just a piece of paper. But what it is it's a measurement of human labor. That's what money is. It's a measurement of human labor. Like gold. You could trade gold for money. But how did we get the gold? Somebody dug it out of the ground and refined it. How did we get the oil? Somebody dug it out of the ground and refined it. How did we get the AI? Somebody programmed it. So it's a measurement of human labor. And when your human labor is more valuable than everyone else's, you work for an hour and a fry cook works for an hour, but he walks away with $12. You walk away with $1,000 in the same 1 hour period. So you have found some way to make your time more valuable than his, doing something that society is paying more money for, or something that's more complicated than being a fry chef. So that's what it's all about. And that's the money game. That's understanding money and career. It's so important. But then that also, you have to understand how to like get a good girlfriend basically too. So you have to get money, you have to get a girlfriend. I'm not doing as good as I should be doing in the health arena. I should be healthier than I am. So I'm working on that now though. So, you know, healthy girlfriend money. There you go. All right. Kind of sad that human labor and goods and services is all that makes the world go round. That's not sad. Do you like Taco Bell? Well, who the F made your Taco Bell for you? Somebody working. Some farmer made beef, and then some guy transported the beef to Taco Bell, and then Taco Bell turned it into some guy bought the Taco Bell and built it and hired a bunch of people and manages them. And then some guy makes a taco for you. And now you have a Taco Bell taco for $3. So you're welcome. So no, it's amazing actually. It's like it's all we do actually. It's all humans really do is we make stuff like you know, like a long time ago they used to make barrels and stuff like that. That was a job. So it's amazing. Nicholas. All right, new bag for Nicholas. He also needs his solo leveling. So yes, here you are, 5 packs of Sola. I'm going to give you this pack for free. Normally this pack is part of the count, but we're going to give that to you for free. So you get 1 free pack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. I'm going to go back to caveman days, live off the land, no Pokies and waifus for me, or Taco Bell. If that's what you want, you can do that now. Turn off your internet, right? Sell your car, sell all your computers, and go buy a big empty piece of land and buy some basic tools, you know, like a hammer and a saw, and go do your thing. You don't have to, you know, you don't have to imagine that. Just go do it. You can go buy a piece of land in the middle of effing nowhere, dude. You can go buy land in Romania in the middle of nowhere. I promise you, you can still be a caveman out there. There are places in the world you can 100% be a caveman. You won't do it because when the poo hits the fan and you need treatment, medical treatment, you go, oh, I'm not going without that. No way. When that 100-degree weather hits, you're going to be like, wow, I'm going to die from heat exposure. I need air conditioning. When that 0-degree winter hits, you're going to be like, you know what would be nice in this 0-degree weather? Drinking water. And then you'll realize all that idea about being a caveman, it's just cosplay. You're just cosplaying being a caveman. Being a caveman sucks ass. That's why no one does it. Here, look at that. Very nice. You just want to cosplay being a caveman. And I don't blame you because technology has a sort of lack of humanity about it, I suppose. But it beats the alternative of actually being a caveman. Being a caveman sucks. We've got Choi Jong-un. I agree with Mr. Life. It's a game of choices. What you do with it, right? Think of it like a video game right away. Start organizing yourself. When you play a video game, you start creating like a meta for like the best weapons, the best move sets, the best builds, and you start creating like optimal, you know, pathways, and you start learning all the secrets, like where's the secret hidden this thing, where's that. You start doing that in a video game. You got to do that to life. You got to do the exact same thing to life. You got to start putting it all in order and start saying, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Research, 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 data, data, data. And don't get emotional about it. Don't feel good or bad or anxious or desperate or despair or whatever it is, depression. Don't have any feelings about it. Just look at, you know, actions and consequences. We are one more pack. What we got? Actions and consequences. We are. Like if I do this fentanyl every day, life will be way better. Those are people that are not doing a lot of thinking at all, I suspect. They're just living in the moment, living in their instincts. And then somebody introduces fentanyl into their environment, and now they are destroyed by it. So that's sad. But no, if you want to win the game, you actually have to intentionally play the game. You know, you got to play it on purpose. You got to have like some rules for yourself. You got to have some goals. And I think you can do it. You know, I think a lot of people can live a really like hyper improved lifestyle if they intentionally operate as if they're trying to speed run success or speed run putting things into order. You know, don't treat it like an emotional thing. Just treat it like a you've been told how to win the game by somebody. Now just go do that as fast as you can. Go execute the plan. There it is. All right. Plan for success. Contain your emotions. Action and consequences. Play to win. Play to win. Rip my cousin. Died of fent. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm real sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's a scourge, man. It's a scourge because people get introduced to it by people that just want to make money selling drugs, and that's why we got to get rid of that. That can't be a thing. There has to be like serious consequences for that. I know people are trying to sell stuff like that because they're desperate too, but you know, it just can't be that way. It just can't. You got to have rules on some stuff, and that's one of them. That one more than anything else. That stuff's horrible, man. All right. There we go. So let's rotate this. A lot of people have been affected by fentanyl. It kills like 100,000 people a year that we know of. It kills 100,000 people that we know of. Sure, there's so many people, maybe homeless people who no one's counting or keeping track of. And they just disappear in the night, and that's it. That's it for them. We are Mickey Mouse. All right. Horrible. That's a dark subject. I don't like to talk about that as much. But, you know, it's a thing that's happening. Oh, by the way, Nicholas Bentz, did he really want to ship out? I'm going to go ahead and create a label for him. Okay, guys? He asked for a label. All right. Life is a game of choices. Yeah, it is. It's a game of choices. But, you know, if you think of it like the way you take a character in a video game and you like level up your character and then your character is strong enough to win. So you're a character in real life. What are you leveling up? What are you leveling up? You're supposed to level something up. And that's why people go to college. Although people are increasingly, you know, more suspicious that college is just somebody else's money trap. Like, hey, come to my college and give me all your money. But so you have to level up some skill, and that skill gives you all your money. And it better be a good skill, and it better be what the market wants, and you better be good at it, and you also better have like a passion for it too, because if you don't have a passion for it, you're not going to stick to it. So it's a combination of factors. I always tell people this. I say, find the thing that you seem to do better than other people and just follow that, you know? So I would get in trouble for talking too much. When I was younger, I would literally get like hit because I talked that much when I was younger, because I would like criticize and stuff. And people don't like to be criticized. So I was a blabbermouth. And when it came time to make a decision on whether to truly pursue YouTube, I said, well, I'm kind of a blabbermouth and I like to talk a lot and I do like to explain things. I said, wow, I might actually be able to do a YouTube channel. But see, the only reason I made that conclusion was because of all the talking I did. If I was somebody who didn't like talking all day long, I probably would have gone in a different direction. So here's Alex Silva, 2 Magic the Gathering Collector Foundation Packs. You got it, man. 2 foundation packs. Where shall I find those? All right. I had a feeling. I talked a lot. I mean, just a F ton. That was how I remembered my whole experience with the homeschoolers, with the Homeschool Association. All my friends knew me as the guy who had a lot to say, basically. I had the most to say of anybody. And we went on like the pro-life march together. And I would sit there talking about subjects that fascinated me. Typically, it was like political in nature, political or religious. There we go. And I remember getting feedback from the world, getting feedback from the other homeschoolers, like, wow, you talk a lot. We are. But all the friends I made were guys who really also enjoyed talking. They liked talking and conversating and thinking about things. Those were all the friends I made. Oh, that looks good. Day of Judgment. Oh, yeah. Very nice. All right. Life is honestly a game. In my early 20s, life was dark, was stuck, pushed maybe through it. In my early 30s, I'm doing very well. Every day counts, make it matter. Yeah, 20s is a very testing time for a lot of young men. I was told that many times, and that helped me through my 20s too. So my 20s were challenging. They were really challenging. I basically didn't have any fun in life. I just worked. And, but, you know, I heard that life gets better as you age. So I was like, all right, well, maybe it gets better later. We have Phyrexian Arena. Okay. Forest. Ooh. What set is this? This is called Magic the Gathering Foundations. It doesn't make life easier, but you get up every morning and look in the mirror and tell yourself that that's the one person you can count on. Was hoping the new Final Fantasy set came in today. We still have Korean Nikke. Yes, we do. We have Korean Nikke. The origin of Mistress TED Talks. Yeah, I was just a talkative mother effer, dude. I had a oldest sister. She was the oldest child. And she was a talker too, man. She talked at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And we would sit down and argue over ideas like whether homeschooling really works or, you know, conservative versus leftist ideas. We would argue those, and I would often take the devil's advocate position. And I distinctly remember being a kid, and we would talk at like 1,000,000 miles an hour, just having like a debate. And I remember thinking like, this is nuts, right? Like, what are we doing? We are burglar rat and prideful parent. I swear my brain is slower today than it was back then as a kid. It was just like snap, 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 snap. And I remember one time my dad was making a big, difficult renovation to the home. He did it all himself. And I remember criticizing the renovation. I was like, I liked it better the way it was. I got in so much trouble for that. That was one of those moments where I was definitely sort of told to shut up in a not so nice way. Ooh, condemn. But it wouldn't be the only time that kind of stuff happens. Look at that. What's that? It says 30 is real adulthood. Lots Sin Yu, Lord Chain, autocorrect. All right, here we are. Oh, very nice. I like thinking about the world because I'm often trying to like figure it out, basically. You know, here's Sphinx of Forgotten Lore. I like to play with things kind of like they're little machines to adjust, you know, like you adjust all the settings on it until you get what you want out of the machine. And so this is part of the reason why I thought, hey, maybe I am meant to do computer science. That was part of the reason why I wanted to go into it. I like computers. I like thinking this way. And, you know, like when I talk to people or I get to know people, I start to think of them as like little outputs, you know, like they have these personality traits. They feel this way, that way very consistently. You can almost predict them a little bit. Here's Brazen Scourge. Vengeful Blood Witch. Ooh, that looks spooky. What the hell? Well, that's a really different feeling from the rest of the cards. Here's Guarded Air, Arbiter of Woe, Rugged Highlands, Campus Guide, Squad Rallier, Cackling Prowler, Make Your Move. All right. Very nice. Good. Thank you so much. That was Alex Silva, and these were pricey little booster packs. These are $45 a piece. So this was a $90 order, everybody. Wow. So Alex Silva and Caleb Ibarra, they went deep tonight. They made this live stream possible. Thank you so much, guys. Look at that. Condemn and Day of Judgment. Judgment. Doing all right yourself? How are, bro? Everything good? Okay, let's set this here. Did you talk a lot on the phone when you drove the Coca-Cola truck? Now, I was a vendor, so I didn't drive the truck, but I got very close to doing that. There's like a, basically there's a promotional route where you either become a truck driver or you become a, it's called a account manager. The account manager is the guy who orders soda for the big stores. And so I was heading that direction. And I could have stuck with Coca-Cola, and I think I could have retired doing that job. But I told myself, after listening to many, many books, I told myself that I need to challenge myself and go further than having a Coca-Cola job. Mr. Alex, if I got promoted to account manager, I would have made like $45,000 a year, which is a really pretty good income in Missouri. In Missouri, $45,000 a year, like 12 years ago, that's good money. And I was looked at very favorably for a promotion within Coca-Cola. They liked me a lot. They had me doing all of the most important routes. We are. There was a time period where they were having a shortage of staff too. And so they had me and another guy covering the most important routes. And we had like double routes. That is like double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon. And we did such a good job during that time period. That other guy who had been with Coca-Cola longer than me, he got promoted. And he told me, he's like, you're next. You're going to get promoted next. And so I felt very confident with that because I felt like we were very similar to each other. And I felt like I would do a good job too. That's the interesting part. I was like, yeah, I could do that. But I quit and I went to college. It wasn't a bad choice. I ran into Karis in college. So we are out of room for AL bags. Is that right? Do I not have another AL box somewhere? You think I'd have another AL box somewhere? I thought I had triple AL boxes. So Alex Silva, I'll set you here for the moment, okay? You're going to my right side, Mr. Alex. All right. Did you need a CDL license to drive for Coca-Cola? Yes, but I'm confident they would have helped you acquire that. There you go. Actually, I ran into the guy who I used to work with. So I ran into him like a couple years later because I was still living in St. Peter's after I graduated. And so a couple years later, I run into him, and he's still working Coca-Cola, but he is actually now a truck driver, not a merchandiser, or not a account manager. And I assume that means he's making almost like $90,000 a year at that point. So he's got an important job. And I was telling him about how I had become a YouTuber, and I even showed him my YouTube channel. He's like, no way. It was really funny. Here's Alex PSX, 2 Korean 151. Back then, I was having extremely high success on the TheCardconomist channel. So I was showing him that. I was like, look, this is my video game YouTube channel. And he got a really big kick out of that. There you are. You didn't get to see the other Coca-Cola merchandisers very often. But when you did, it was really nice. You know, you were like, it was weird. We were like clones of each other. Coca-Cola had this way of hiring exactly the same guys every time. They hired guys exactly like me all the time. We are. These competitive, kind of high-energy guys who like to be team players or something. I don't know how to describe it. There would be these big meetings. Like once a year, there was a big Coca-Cola meeting that took place in the manufacturing warehouse. And they had this big fancy conference room, and you'd all sit down, and Coca-Cola would sit you down, and they'd literally tell you how the company's performing. They'd be like, here's where we're beating Pepsi, here's where we're losing, here's the new products we're buying, here's our finances. So it was really cool, and all the managers would be there, and you'd be sat there with all the other merchandisers. It was a big room, and you'd look around the room, and you'd be like, we all look the same. You'd look like 90% the same. They just hiring the same guy over and over and over again, I guess. And they don't like to hire too many guys. What they like to do is they hire the same type of person, and then they make that person work like 60 plus hours a week. They'd be like, you must work 20 hours of overtime to get hired here. And I never forgot that. It was a very good experience as a job. It was extremely good. All right. I like both Pepsi and Coca-Cola. Pepsi operated completely differently. Pepsi, it was weird. You know, Coca-Cola workers were like all white guys. And there was a couple black guys, not too many. And then Pepsi was like the other way around. All black guys, like one or two white guys. So yeah, their hiring preferences were really severely different. I don't know why it was that way. Maybe it was the location of the factories. I don't know. Maybe it was the feel of it. But so that's what it was. And then Dr. Pepper was like a joke. Dr. Pepper owned 7-Up, Dr. Pepper, and a couple other products like A&W root beer. So there's 3 major companies, not 2 major companies. But the 7-Up Dr. Pepper company was never really treated like a serious competitor. It was always Pepsi. And but it was funny because, you know, Pepsi workers, they got a strict 40 hours, and there were a lot of them. And they would work in teams often, so there'd be 2 of them. So they would get a strict 40 hours. They'd work in teams of 2, and they got less benefits than the Coca-Cola guys. But the Coca-Cola guys would get a lot more hours and more benefits, but you worked by yourself, and it was just kind of horrible in the way that you didn't have a living. You didn't have a life. You had a lot of money, but not a life. And then the Dr. Pepper guy would be like some freaking weirdo, man, every single time. The Dr. Pepper guy was always just some sort of like, yo, man, what's up, man? They would be like some backwoodsy country type, and I don't know where they were getting hired from, but I swear to God, they were so weird. This Dr. Pepper guy one time, he was just so weird all the time. And then he was like one of those Santa Clauses during Christmas time who rings the bell, and he's like, yeah, I get paid like $19 an hour, dude. I was like, what the fuck? Don't you work for Dr. Pepper? He's like, yeah, I just pick my hours for Dr. Pepper. I was like, you just pick your hours. That's crazy. So yeah, Dr. Pepper was strange all the time. They always had the weirdest guys. Sometimes they wouldn't even talk to you. They would just be like quiet types, you know? But the Pepsi was normal. Pepsi would be like normal people. But the Dr. Pepper guys, you know, super old man, super fat guy, some backwoodsy guy with the mullet. It was strange, man. Dr. Pepper just hired like the weirdest. I don't even want to know what they got paid. It must have been very different. Yeah, Dr. Pepper was hiring from Craigslist. All right, let's see what you guys say. Mister, not to be rude, but a lot of the times when I need to ship, it becomes difficult because of my bag being in random areas that I'm expected to remember. I don't send orders every day. I usually ship after a couple of months of buying. I just don't want my bag to end up like the last couple shipments. That's fair. That's fair. So let me try and do this. Let me try and scooch up some room over here. You're saying you don't want to be in an overflow box because you don't want to worry about that when it comes time to ship. Let me put you over here, okay? Let's see. Oh, here's an expired bag right here. So we have an Alvaro Molina expired bag. Yeah, let me work with you on that. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this box and we're going to peel out all the bags in the back and put them into this box over here so that older bags are now in a different box. So these are all older. What is this? That's like a Hollows bag. Let's see. Okay, freaking Hollows, dude. What is this? This one's from 525 Alexio Alvarez. Okay, so there we go. So we've moved a couple of those around. All right. And now let me take your bag, and I'm going to place that right here in the main AL box. There you go, man. I'll keep that in mind with you, okay? Now I'm going to put this over here. And Alvaro Molina, he said, Mr. Cardconomist, why don't you take my cards? I don't even want them. I'm going to leave them with you forever. Got a little Hello Kitty in there. Hi, Dragon. Alakazam. Okay, I can kind of sense it. Yeah, oh, look, that's Korean cards back there. I can kind of sense it. He probably doesn't want these. I think he probably feels like he doesn't need all these. He probably actually just abandoned them. Abandoned bags are almost never full of like the hot in-demand cards. It's always sort of like the junk. So I move these hollows out of the way. Okay. All right, so these hollows are immediately going to be bulked. Goodbye, hollows. And then this bag will be put back together and put onto an abandoned bag shelf, but it's not going to be processed until it gets processed, which could be months from now. One day I do process these, and then I go, all right, it has been abandoned too long. All right, there we go. How about that? Do you like that? So the only problem is, guys, we got no orders in the queue. And what that means is I'm here to show off the jumbo pack break. We need 3 more people in here. It's a $40 buy-in. And here's the binder break. It's fresh. It's raw cards. It's this whole packet is a $40 buy-in. So I'm here to show those off. And then we've got all the lovely slabs up on the table. Why don't we give them a nice rotate? Maybe we'll take a picture and get some new slabs up here. Here's Persian. Here's... Yeah, the Dr. Pepper, man, they'd always hire the weirdest guys for that job. I don't know what that was. It's Nazgul. And here is Brute Bonnet. Okay. Okay. And we have a Steve Gonzalez order for Azure Lane Volume 2. Azure Lane Volume 2, which I believe is this. Yeah, we are. Not to be confused with Sneaker Bunko Volume 2, which I often confuse the two. There we go, because I don't speak Japanese. Konnichiwa. Oh, okay, I do. 2, 3. Whoa, dude, what is this? Where's that ribbon lead off to as well? Let me get you guys a zoom on that so you understand what's going on with this card. Bro, what are these drawings? That's Azure Lane Volume 2, by the way, guys. That's under the Weiss cards menu. Holy. All right. Very nice. Okay. Whoa. Those are some boobies right there. Steven Gonzalez. Goonin' time. Is that a ribbon or a leash? I know, it looked like a leash. It looked like a leash. Look at this one. So this girl's got like freaking, what, like tentacles coming out, and the tentacles lifting her boob up, and it's basically inside of her shirt. Like, it's pretty close to being just something that starts with an H rather than something that starts with an A. My God. Did we get anything to grade? Oh, yeah, you did. You did. Let me show you. So you ordered shipping. So right away, I printed a label so that your cards will ship out right away. I don't know if that's what you meant for me to do, because usually people store their bags over here until they want it to ship out. But I printed you a label right away. And when we look at your bag, let me show you. See this card right here? I would consider grading this. This is the LR Plus, and this is the C Plus. So these two cards I would consider grading. You also got this cute little solo leveling card. Might be worth grading that. Pretty neat. All right. So that's 3 gradable cards. Mr. Don't Even Care for Boobies. We are. Very nice. They're all good. They're all good. People just... I don't like it when people judge girls who have smaller boobs. I don't understand that. They're all good. Small is fine. Big is fine. They are. All right. Carlos is back using my credit. I'll take a box of the Korean Nikke. All right. Mr. Carlos. Oh, yeah. There we go. The box of Nikke better hit. It might. Let's find out. Okay, box of Nikke. I think I actually have to bring more of that in because it's selling so well. Let's go get some more Nikke. Oh, yeah. Oof. Okay. Box of Korean Nikke. Setting this here. Snip of that. Okay. Okay. Snip of that. Good. He summons another mimic. Makes your group invisible. The Libre fight is nuts. I almost beat him. I almost beat him on my very first try. I had good teammates. That's the hardest part, by the way, is having good teammates. I'm probably going to play right after the stream. Yeah, I'm probably going to give it a play right after the stream. I didn't understand some of the mechanics right away. So I got killed, you know, when he brings down like a wall almost, and he splits the arena into 4. I stupidly ran through one of those walls. Ugh. That's how it goes, though. You know, I didn't beat the Ice Dragon too many times, and it's the simple reason why is because my team 100% of the time is dead. The Ice Dragon, no one can survive the Ice Dragon, whatever his name is, Calibre or something. But, yeah, Libre is fun, man. He's my favorite one. I love The Time is Ripe. I love that character. He's great. It was so chaotic, all the little tricks he does. The light cuts your HP if you run through it by 25%. What game? It's Elden Ring Night Rain. I've always been a very big FromSoft fan, and yeah, it's great. It's a challenging game. I like how challenging it is. There it is. They basically have a hard mode boss out right now that they've never released before. Real challenging. I wish I could play it for you guys. You guys would get to watch. All right. I'll tell you what I'll do after the stream ends. I'll leave this running. I'll leave this camera running. And then I'll take you guys with me to my television. And we'll just zoom into the television. You guys can watch. You're talking about Elden Ring? Yes. The light cuts your HP. So let's see what we got. We've got Konnichiwa Ninja Girl. Okay. Here's this girl here. But yeah, it's almost like you need a pretty qualified team to even have a shot at it. You know, you can't play... You can't play with somebody who needs to be carried because, man, that boss, they scale for 3 players, so you've got to pull your weight somehow. Sometimes you have a run and you just get bad loot for some reason, and that just makes everything really challenging. But that's the fun of it, you know, challenging loot sometimes. But sometimes you get the exact right loot and you still lose. He's just really challenging. I bought Madden 26 yesterday for $70, and I'm not able to play it till 8 a.m., and I'm excited. You bought Madden, huh? Football video game. That's very cool, man. Okay, one of the very few games I'm sweaty at. We got Duskbloods or whatever, Hawaiian. What character do you prefer to play? We are. Very nice. I noticed not a lot of people play the Recluse. It's always Iron Eye, Raider, or Wilder. There we go. And then a whole bunch of people play the Revenant, and if you get Revenant on your team, you're almost certainly going to lose. Because the Revenant's little summons are pointless in the final fight. Doesn't really help. Yeah. Okay. Executor main. Oh, I forget about the Executor. We are. Executor, he turns into the puppy dog. He needs some kind of buff too, man. Like the dog is kind of useful. It is. I've seen somebody get killed in the dog form. Is that possible when you go into the wolf form? Do you have like an internal health bar for that ult, and you can still be killed while in that form? We are. Very nice. Okay. The Iron Eye is ridiculous. He's clearly one of the best because of the just the mark he places on, you know, opponents, placing that mark so that the opponents takes additional damage for the whole team. That's a big deal. What's our signature? We need a signature. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There was 2 hollows in this pack. Oh, I got to watch for that. Okay. So packs can have 2 hollows in it. Here it is. You pulled Mast. All right. Commanders are probably going to win the Super Bowl this year. You get twice as much HP, and you can still get staggered and die. Ah, I see. I see. Whoa, I thought you were going to pull 2 signatures there. So you pulled Mast. Is that any good? It's not Naga. We are. And there's that girl. Very nice. Is that Naga? Who's Naga? I don't remember Naga. Let's see. The Executor has the parry, right? I mean, the parry is obviously it's a skilled move. When you compare that to like Iron Eye's Mark or like the Raiders, like whatever sumo wrestler move, or the Guardian's Whirlwind, or the Duchess's Replay, I feel like the parry it's an interesting idea. It just requires so much skill. And so, when the chips are down and it's a really tough fight, I feel like it's too risky to parry a lot of things. You know what I mean? Like one missed parry could end the whole run or significantly impair the run. We are. All right. I feel like the Guardian could use a buff too. I play Guardian, and I feel like with the Guardian, I feel like the Guardian has this challenge where he actually has to find 2 good weapons. Most characters just have to find 1 good weapon and they're solid. But the Guardian has to find a good shield and a good, actual attack weapon. It just gets really tricky. But the Guardian shines when he gets good passives, like when he gets the Glint Blades or the Walking Flames of Frenzy, which if I run into that and a good shield versus this guy, that's probably optimal, because Flames of Frenzy is one of those walking passives. And you go into the planted guard mode with the shield. If you have a good shield with the 100 guard, you plant it and you just start walking with Flames of Frenzy. Probably win that way. Because I was testing that out on Libra fights before they released the hard mode fight. And yeah, it was ridiculous. Flames of Frenzy. All right, here we are. Ratbirds will choke. Ratbirds. Okay, very nice. Guardian needs more damage as well. I feel like either the Guardian needs more damage or he needs to be more actually defensive. That's one of the problems, because in the games like Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring, you can actually control what kind of shield you're bringing with you, right? And there are shields that absorb 100% damage when it comes to physical damage. And then there are shields that don't. And it seems like all the shields they give Guardian do not absorb 100% damage. Now, if it's something like you're absorbing fire, magic, lightning, yeah, you're supposed to receive chip for that. But, before you go into a big boss fight, you're able to swap shields in the regular games. You could go, okay, this boss does lightning damage, so let's get a shield with 90% guard boost on lightning. You can't really do that in Elden Ring. Night Rain. It's much harder to do that to really, because you get so few shields throughout the run. You have to get extremely lucky to get just the right shield. And they don't even explain that. When you look at the shield, when you're picking it up, they don't even explain which ones are good for resisting a particular type of ailment or a particular type of damage source. So they don't even show you that. And so it's tricky. But yeah, if you have the right shield, you can just guard everything all day long. But that's the trick, isn't it? If you have the right shield. And so Guardian relies on a good shield dropping. Sad I didn't bet that year or last year Michigan going to be solid this year. We got DK Metcalf and a bunch of nobodies. When he was with Michigan, they killed it. Ravens are the Ratbirds. Hopefully the Vikings do good. Ratbirds will choke. With Rev, they make the Libra fight worse. The attacks track the summons she uses too because they count as a character. Wait, Libra's a girl? Libra's not a girl. Libra's a boy, right? Libra's a boy. All right, guys. Well, we are at 4:30. There's supposed to be a whole extra hour to the stream, but I'm going to be honest. There is just not the orders in place to keep the stream running. I think we are going to wrap up early tonight. So we will be back on for the Friday night stream. Maybe we will get some more next vertical win. I don't know, maybe the daytime stream. What do you guys think? Daytime stream vertical for Thursday? Maybe. Suddenly, Mr. is conflicted. How many cases of Gundam you have left? We have at least one full sealed case, and then we have another case that's open. But tonight, I've noticed tonight's been a bit slow from the beginning. People must be waiting for the next set to come out. We got a lot of stuff on the way. OP13, brand new Final Fantasy set. I even have some Union Arena coming, Full Metal Alchemist. And then there's going to be Mega Evolution. That's the new English Pokemon set. That's probably going to come out in like a month. And we got Magic the Gathering, Spider-Man coming. We also have some PSA returns. We got a tag grading return, a BGS return. So we're gonna have lots more slabs to pick through eventually. And but yeah, we're just sort of chugging along with what we currently have. The new sets on the menu, by the way, again, are Nikke Korean and Pokemon White Flare Korean. I don't feel like Black Bolt White Flare really performed that good. I feel like I've almost sold quite a bit more of the Rocket set. I feel like the Rocket set did better numbers overall. But tonight we did open some Black Bolt, and we saw some really tough pulls for Mr. Caleb Ibarra. And I feel like is sort of representative of what it feels like to open Black Bolt. It's just really tough. There's only like a few really good pulls, which would be the Zekrom, the Seismitoad, and the Victini. But then also maybe like the Zekrom Altart's not bad. And then also the starters are not bad. But yeah, it feels very tough to pull something hot out of those packs, and they're so expensive. So black and white is challenging. And then as for the slab breaks, so we got the Gengar break done. Gengar always sells. People just want Gengar, Charizard, Umbreon. So here's what we got. We've got the Topps Charmander. I think that's one of the hottest ones right now. I think he'll finish pretty fast. Here's this mini break that is not moving. He's got one person in him. And here is the illustration contest winner Pikachu. So here are 3 solid breaks to choose from. But it looks like this one's probably got the momentum. With 4 people already in there, that means people showed a lot of interest in this one. These have 5 and 3 spots left. This one's interesting because he's also a really small break, meaning he could finish very rapidly if somebody came along and decided they wanted to take a chance on a nice slab. That's an SAR, by the way. That's a special hit out of the set. The binder break, we added a nice new card to it, the Armored Mewtwo. Which will not grade 10. The Armored Mewtwo was added to it. And then Zach's still waiting for other people to join this. So that's kind of an update on all the stuff going on over here. Maybe we should begin a box break or something. We also have these Ancient Origins over here. Let's see, Ancient Origins. The pack break for Ancient Origins. Tonight we had Mr. DP Fitness come in and say hi, and he bought a couple gifts for everybody. That was really nice. So it's always a fun thing for him to pop around. You know what else we're waiting on? We're waiting for our 151 Surprise to arrive as well. So 151 Surprise is also one of those things we've ordered that we were waiting on. All right. Spider-Man Collector Pack? Yeah. Don't forget the new Megazord and Mega Rayquaza set in September. We're watching Elden Ring with you. Yeah? Well, you want to watch Elden Ring? That'd be funny. I don't know. Should we actually do that? I feel like if I ran that Elden Ring, it wouldn't be as fun to play it if we were also streaming it. Do it. I might be able to do it. I usually I usually relax just before I actually play, but maybe I could just go play it. Minister talking about Topps. Which colored label is most sought after black, blue? Sought after? Red. The red label and the green label. I missed the homie DP's return. So let me think about how it would work if you guys actually came with me. The camera would have to sit on something. And maybe we could plug a microphone in it. The problem is if we tried to plug a microphone in, I think the microphone would die. Because it would definitely die. The microphone would die. So you guys would have to sit literally right next to me while I play. But I don't really have a setup for that. So there's no place for me to set the camera where it would be like not knocked over. You know, I don't have like a hard surface to attach it to or anything. So I think that's the problem with it. Ah, shucks. I know. Keep him talking so he can stay longer. No, we better wrap up. So I had a lot of fun with you guys. We handed out a free booster box from Guardian Gaming. That was a generous donation from Guardian Gaming. And then tonight, I think we're going to chalk it down to a slow Thursday night. And we'll see if it's any different on Friday. We'll see if we get any interesting product in the mail on Friday. So we'll see what happens. I'll be there. You guys, I hope, will join. And do you guys think we should do a Thursday vertical stream, or is that too crazy? Maybe that's too crazy. All right, I'm hopping off. See you later, everybody.